Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geeky Hygien's first solo review live stream without my cinema squad. This is very strange. I'm not used to being on my own, so I've got no one to contain me or tell me when to be quiet or shush or calm down. So it's just me, but we're going to be talking about everything Spider-Man, any Spider-Man trailer, your thoughts, your theories, your favorite Spider-Man movies, and anything else that comes your way. Just ask me anything. I'm just here to chill out. I had nothing planned tonight. I thought, hey, I'll do a live stream. And if you want to ask me any questions outside of Spider-Man, get to know me a bit more. And if you're ready from other movies, games, favorite music, that kind of thing, just let me know. So, I got a few comments, gotta get through them all. Hello, everyone. I've got my coffee, by the way, in my Superman mug because controversy. So let's see. So let's just start from the front. I've got my dude Tyrone. He's been waiting all day for this. Been with me from day one. 10 subscribers back in the day. Always a great support. So hey, hello, Tyrone. Damn you, coffee betrayed me. Two spoonfuls, guys. Is too much. One is enough. So yeah, let's go. It's Eric is my dude. Here we go. Hey Joe. Hey Eric. I want to know what your thoughts were on the trailer. Very intrigued by you, my friend, because obviously me and you have conflicting ideas on some stuff, like Suicide Squad, for example. But I don't know what you thought about the trailer, so let me know. And your favorite Spider-Man movie and why. And that's my question of the day. Is what's your favorite Spider-Man movie? There's many iterations of Spider-Man, including Into the Spider-Verse, so you can include that one. But I'm touching more on the live-action ones with real actors and not animations. But Into the Spider-Verse is a great film. I keep winking. So, this douchebag saying hello to everyone. A man of movies, my counterpart and my sexiest member of the cinema squad. He's saying, "Who is this beautiful British man on my cell screen?" As opposed to, "Who's this beautiful British man in my cell?" True story. Me and John spent some time in Turkey. Long story, but yeah, thank you very much, John. You've now obviously not checked out many other YouTube channels that have British people in them, but I'll take the compliment. Winking, keep winking. Is a Twitch, yeah. So here we go. So Tyrone saying, hey, official hey, my friend. This is our first official live hello. Always commenting in my comments. Really big supporter. Tyrone's a great guy. Hello, my friend. Man of Movies, always the nice guy saying hello to everyone. And if you haven't subscribed to him, by the way, make sure you sub to Man of Movies. The guy's got a great channel. He's a very good friend of mine. So make sure if you haven't subbed to him, sub now. He's almost at 400, the crazy guy. I've been in 1 minute, like, it was so funny because I was like, I got past 200 and I saw John on 246 and I was like, I'm almost there with John. Then on the first cinema squad shooting the Shiznik, he went into the stratosphere and I was like, bye, John. I'll see you in the future. It's almost like Spider-Man trailer, funny enough. And I just skipped one. Man of Movies thing currently at work. John, I come prepared, my friend. I made some notes literally 3 minutes before this. Also, you're probably wondering why am I wearing a beanie right now? Because I didn't get a chance to shower, guys, before this stream. I'm a big shower guy. I love to sing in the shower. Also, do you like singing in the shower? And what is your shower song? Many questions, many answers needed. But yeah, I made this note about 5 minutes before. Wear my beanie, which is a throwback to my early videos, because this is all I wore back in the day because of COVID. Couldn't get my hair cut, so literally I looked like what's the dude? Tom Hanks in Castaway without Wilson. I've got my dude behind me, little glebe, just over my shoulder, making sure the stream stays in check. So here we go. But I did notice, John, I did see that. I watched the trailer once, and that was my first reaction. I watched that trailer, and then I didn't go back to it until today. Really, I was thinking about it, but I think that trailer is so fascinating because the more you think about it, you can start to like that. When that hype dies down, I'm still looking forward to it, but you can start noticing little things once you've calmed down and actually paying attention to what you're seeing. And obviously, Florentina's great reaction too. I mentioned to her about how it's all good, well, having nostalgia, but I hope there's a good story that balances it out too. Talking of Florentina, she's saying, "Woo, let's go." There we go. She knows. Oh, favorite Spider-Man film is Into the Spider-Verse, which I would say, oh, that's a tough one. I love that film. Spider-Man 2 is my personal favorite. I'll get into why in a bit. I was listening to the soundtrack for that film all day today, just getting me hyped up for the stream. But also, yeah, I'm going to talk about the soundtrack in a bit, but Into the Spider-Verse is such a good film. That scene, I mentioned it in my trailer reaction, where Miles is literally, I think he's in that box area where he initially gets bitten, or before, or just after. I haven't seen it for such a long time. But the bit where I think that stage or the wall collapses and you just see Spider-Man fighting the Green Goblin. And I was just like, for me, I've never seen a scene other than the train scene in Spider-Man 2 just pop off the screen. I was like amazed how comic book accurate it was, because I used to read all the comics when I was a kid. I used to work at a newsagents when I was going through school, and I used to drop off all the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. So I read all of them. I should have been working, but I was drinking slush puppies, mixing them together, what like you do when you have a slush puppy machine at your disposal, the blue and the red making purple. I'm a crazy genius. But with the Spider-Man comics, I used to read them all, so I knew all about like Peter Parker, and then he died, and I was like, and then that's when Miles was introduced. But yeah, I think, I just realized I have those comics in my attic, and Mom, have you thrown them? But I need to check on those comics because I love them. I used to go to London all the time and pick up an issue, like the hardback covers, the hard copies, not like the thick ones that have a whole series in like one issue. But yeah, that's a good shout, John. But I want to know what your favorite live action one is, my friend. I know you're at work, and basically, guys, this is just a last minute little live stream. I wasn't really doing anything. I've had a pretty easy YouTube week. I was pretty burnt out because of work and so many other factors thrown into the mix. And I really just wanted a nice, easy week watching films so I can review them next week. And I've got one coming out tomorrow, Jacob's Wife, which I know came out last week, but meh. But yeah, it's been a nice, easy week. And I thought I have a nice little live stream because I'm not going to be part of the live stream tomorrow, which yes. Anyway, moving on. I'm not part of the live stream tomorrow because there is no live stream tomorrow. I know it wasn't officially announced yet, but yeah, I'm not in the live stream tomorrow. So I was going to do it now, and then things change. But yes, I'm here to talk to you guys for the foreseeable night. There's 8 in the room so far. Hello. I'm going to stop talking and just go through the comments because I'm going to be stuck on John's message, as good as that is, all night. Man of Movies is saying, hi, Florentina. You, Bobby Dazzler, Charmer. And my dude, Video Tasties, more hijinks, geeky style. That is the one. I love that. You know what? Like, I'm so glad my YouTube name worked out because it can be used in every situation. But yes, we're going to go full hijinks and even more geeking. So, also, if I need to get more coffee, which you're probably thinking, no, don't do that. Or if I need to pop to the bathroom, I'll just disappear for a second. But I'm all good for the moment. But Video Tasties, also, your Creep Show, is it Creep Show? I've got the name of it now. Night of the Creeps review is coming. I've just had so much going on, but I've literally got all my props. It's going to be the most nuttiest review I've done in a while. It involves the slugs and dates and my dude PG, he's just here. So yeah, that review is coming. I haven't forgotten because I know John wants me to review Killer Clowns, which you know what? There's so many 80s horror films I have not seen, mainly because in England we weren't really exposed to the more obscure ones like Sleepaway Camp, The Burning. They weren't really shown on TV at all. It was always Friday the 13th, Halloween, or from Nightmare on Elm Street. So yeah, so Killer Clowns I have never seen. Flo is saying something else. Oh my god, that's good. I've gone crazy. Okay. Flo is saying, hey. Tyrone is saying GHG. Man, I wish I was a wrestler. Literally just everyone to shout out GHG. Oh, that'd be my special move. Actually, if I was a wrestler, my special move would be called the Mischief Maker. Eric is saying, hey guys, always a nice guy. This is a James Bond live stream, right? My god, I've got some bad news, my friend. God, it's hot, but I'm dedicated to the beanie now. But yeah, maybe next time. You know what, Eric? Jokes aside, I love James Bond. I used to have this like briefcase, like a spy briefcase, and it had all the James Bond films in there, and it went missing, never to be found again. But I love James Bond, Casino Royale, GoldenEye, Goldfinger, and Dr. No are my favorites because I love the OG ones. GoldenEye from Nintendo 64 is one of my favorite games. It was my first shoot 'em up I've ever played in my life. So nostalgia. And Perfect Dark, made by Rare as well. Great game. And Casino Royale. I just love that film. It's like perfect in many ways. Tyrone saying, woo! Ric Flair. Video Tasties is saying, have you seen the 19s? I have, funny enough. My uncle, VCR guys, if you don't know what VCR, those are videotapes. He used to tape all that. Remember that TV show as well, the really bad one where it was just sliding up the building and he was clearly on string. I watched all of them. I haven't watched them since I was like 11 years old because he came around and he bought all these videotapes, which sounds really dodgy when you say it out loud. But he brought all these videotapes with him, and on them was all these random horrors like Little Shop of Horror, Planet of the Apes, um, Asylum. It's a great British anthology horror film. I found all these little niche horror films, and on there was the Spider-Man film and the TV series that I used to watch, and Swamp Thing back in the old school Swamp Thing. Yeah, that was on there. Or was it Toxic Avenger? Either way, I think it's both of them. Tremors as well. All these great critters. I could go on these videotapes, but I have seen that. Flo is saying, I love Homecoming because it was such a great way to get to know Tom's Peter Parker. And we all know how much I love Tom Holland. I haven't seen Homecoming in a very long time. I'm like, oh my god, look at this little spider, like I've got this like Clark Kent twirl going. But screw it, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. You know what, friend? There you go. Sorry guys, just a bit of vanity. So, Tom Holland, I like as the ultimate Spider-Man. Like from the comics, he is the perfect ultimate Spider-Man. And I think Tobey Maguire is very much the very classic Stanley Marvel, like the early Spider-Man. It's very much an older character, less childlike, more like in college. He was more like Stanley's original version of Spider-Man, and Tom Holland is more of the ultimate Spider-Man. So as an ultimate Spider-Man, he is perfect. The only problem I have with Homecoming and why I prefer the Raimi films, say what you want about number 3, but I like the self-containment of the Spider-Man films, the first 3. Mainly the first 2, the number 2 being my favorite, is that Iron Man was in number 1, and it kind of like just let Spider-Man be his own character. Like the one thing I'm not too keen about Holland's movies is that he's never really struggled. Like in the Tobey Maguire ones, he struggled. You know, like yeah, we haven't got to see Uncle Ben die again, but he's never really referenced to Tom Holland, so you don't actually feel the weight of that death throughout the films. You see that Peter Parker is poor, whereas Iron Man's always going to bail him out, or Aunt May doesn't seem to be poor or struggling. Like she had to sell her house in number 2. In the Maguire ones, girl trouble, yeah, but not as bad as Peter Parker, like in the Maguire ones, because he had to hide who he was, and it always put him in trouble. And I just felt like Maguire's his struggle was real and made him more human, whereas Maguire just seems like Iron Man kind of point 2, except for this third trailer, which has made me change my mind. And I did like the second one. I just yeah, I wanted him to shine on his own without Iron Man intervening or so and so intervening. Just wanted to have his own standalone film. And even though I love Doctor Strange in the third one, I just want him to have like I want to feel that weight on his shoulders. Whereas at the moment I'm not, but I do like him as an Ultimate Spider-Man like version. He's great. Okay. You and I remember Turkey very differently. Yeah, that's because I always drop the soap. All right, you were smart. Soap on a rope is the way to go. Okay, Eric is saying I love the trailer. I think I'd go with the generic pick of Spider-Man 2. That's not generic. It's just it is the better Spider-Man film in my opinion. But for me, it's the most complete. It's the most well-rounded Spider-Man film in regards to him as a character and what he goes through, plus the villain being Doc Ock, the greatest Spider-Man. Oh dear, Willem Dafoe though. Apart from the costume, he was good, but Doc Ock is the best villain thus far in a live-action Spider-Man movie. But what else he said? But Into Spider-Verse and the first Raimi film. I don't think you realize how much I like that. I watched that about 100 times. If any, I could be down the stairs, tired out my brains, watching football, chilling out, about to go out with my friends. If I heard my mum or my brother or my sister or anyone was watching Spider-Man 1, I'd drop my plans and watch it. I was addicted to these films because I went from being a massive dinosaur guy in the early 90s, so Jurassic Park was everything to me. And as we entered into the 2000s, I was watching a lot of Fox Kids, the Spider-Man and X-Men cartoons, and the Spider-Man cartoons I loved. And through the Spider-Man cartoons, I learned everything about Spider-Man, Madam Web, the Beyonder, the multiverse, the multiple Spider-Mans, Venom, Carnage, the Sinister Six, Kingpin, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Captain America, basically everything Marvel. Not so much the Eternals and Guardians of the Galaxy, but every core Spider-Man and the crossovers as well. I loved it when X-Men and Spider-Man crossed over. Hey, I didn't even mean to do that with the X. But I love those crossovers. So I was loving that cartoon and I watched them over and over again, and then boom, they showed the trailer for the Spider-Man one, and I was just in heaven. So I love the first one. Love it. And Eric's also said, I don't think there's been an out. No, there's not been a bad Spider-Man film. It's just there's either been just like okay. They're all good in their own ways. They all have good moments. But Spider-Man 2, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 1 even, and I would say the Tom Holland ones aren't bad. They're just not memorable. Like I can remember everything about Spider-Man 1 and 2. Into the Spider-Verse, I can remember many key scenes. Holland hasn't got many. Flo is saying today was a beanie day for me too, because I'm washing my hair. Yeah, do you know what? Like, I love my showers. I have like one. I have two a day. I just love them. I don't need them. I just believe it or not, I love karaoke. I love to go. I love to sing. And because of COVID, I can't get out. Can't go to the bars and pubs and do karaoke night. And I used to be a bar manager. Oh, I used to be a bar manager for like 6 years, and we had karaoke every Friday. And I used to love singing. And I've not got a bad voice, believe it or not. But I can't go out much these days because really not many of these karaoke places either closed down because there was no business, or they've just moved further away, or they're just not open yet. So the shower is the best I've got for the moment. Video tasties. You can't trust Marvel trailers. And you know what? You're so right with this. There's so many things about this trailer that I just don't trust. Like I watched it a few times today, like I mentioned, and I'll try and go over some as much as I can. But obviously, there's comments and that, and if once we run out of comments, I can talk about them all. But there's so many things about this trailer that there's some parts in the trailer that might not even be in the final film, like in Infinity War. Remember that scene at the end of the first trailer of Infinity War where they're all running towards the screen? That wasn't even in there. But I do like that meme I'm seeing with Scarlett Johansson. Just like, remember, like, you must be seeing on Instagram. Just remember, Scarlett Johansson ran up to Thanos with a taser. Like, what's that gonna do? But yeah, like I 100% agree that the trailers aren't. And the thing is, do you want another trailer? I kind of don't, because all they're gonna do is kind of what they've done with Ghostbusters, the latest trailer, and at the very end have like maybe you see like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man suit, and you just see a cupboard open like you do in the movies, and everyone's like, oh, but you might not see him, or you might hear his voice, but it'll be like the end of Ghostbusters trailer where someone's picking up the phone and they're like, hello. Could be like that. My dude John Man the movies is saying totally had a good voice. Live action would be Spider-Man 2. John. If you were a platinum trophy, I'd have won you by now. Spider-Man 2 is a great film. I could talk about a film all day. I know it scene for scene. It really resonated with me. Really did. Like there were some scenes that Holland, not Holland's fault, just the recent Spider-Man films cannot. The closest they come was Infinity War with the I don't want to go, Mr. Stark, or like, all right, update. But that whole I don't want to go where he vanishes because of the click, that was like I got really sad in that scene. That Spider-Man in Civil War, Infinity War are my favorite versions of him so far. In his own films are okay, but like I mentioned, I want an individual Spider-Man film, like no help from other heroes. But also a hot take, Spider-Man 3 is not bad, John. It's just I remember, again, I've had so many jobs when I was younger. I was soldering. I used to do parts for fridges when I was like, I think when that film came out. It was 2007, I think. So I'd have been about 21. And I was working for my friend just helping build parts for fridges while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with life. Still haven't figured it out. But I remember just hearing on BBC Radio 1, they were talking about like the films that came out. And I think This Is England came out, which was a great film. And Spider-Man 3 came out, and they reviewed it, and they said, like, it's good, but it's not great. And my heart sank when I heard that sentence, when I heard they just throw it in the kitchen sink. And when I saw it, it just reeked of studio interference, which is, if anyone's read about the film, it was. Raimi wanted the Vulture. He didn't want Venom. He just wanted, like, one villain with Harry. and they wanted to throw in Venom because of his popularity. Sony interfered, and we've got Spider-Man 3, but I like it. Apart from them butchering Black Suit Spider-Man, because again, once you've watched Fox Kids cartoon, it's amazing. What an amazing story that is. And they kind of butchered it because he doesn't take off the black suit. The black suit's a Venom suit. And why they couldn't see this one to understand. Like Spider-Man, Sony owns Spider-Man rights. So they could have done the Venom suit, but they acted like they didn't. They acted like this. Yeah, they acted like they were doing a knockoff version of it because Marvel owned the rights to Venom, but it was strange. But yeah, Venom was. I don't mind the dude. I forget his name. He was cast as Venom, but he's not Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock's like Tom Hardy, but even then, Tom Hardy wouldn't say he's a perfect Eddie Brock. I'm trying to think. There must be a perfect version. Like, who would you cast as Eddie Brock? I can't think of anyone right now that I would cast. But yeah, Venom as you see him in the movies. That's Venom, big, bulky. He just needs a Spider-Man emblem in his chest, which I'll touch on a theory, which I'll touch on now. I hope Venom is in this film. Can you imagine if Venom is in this film? Tom Hardy shows up in this film, and that's how he looks at Spider-Man. That's how he gets the Spider Crest. That'd be so cool. And then in the third film, if there's a third Venom movie, depending on what the second one does, then you'll have the Spider-Man crest. But I don't know why they. Never mind. I could talk about Venom for ages. But yeah, Spider-Man 3 is a decent film. It's a decent film. It's got its problems. Like the part where Sandman becomes Sandman with the music, and he's trying to grab his daughter's necklace that she gave him. That's pure poetry right there. That's a beautiful scene. I like the scene at the beginning because I've always wanted to see Spider-Man swinging around in his normal clothes, which I got. Green Goblin, cop out. I've lost my memory. Sandman didn't resonate with people because Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe, and Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, they were people, like they weren't bad people. Like Willem Dafoe was just he wasn't a bad dad, but he was a neglectful dad at his best. He was just business hungry. Thought he got screwed him, and what's it called? That green juice, I forget the name of it, basically made him go crazy. And Doc Ock again, he lost his wife. She got killed in front of him. The inhibitor chip, I can't believe I remember that, on the back of his head broke. So it wasn't him being bad. It was the arms controlling him. So, but they were human, and you got to know them beforehand. Like Doc Ock giving Peter advice on how to try and get Mary Jane, and his relationship with his wife. He's a likable character. So when to see him go bad, kind of like you can't be like you don't hate him because you feel sorry for him. And then obviously at the end when he dies, but what's a film? Spider-Man 2 is just talking about it. If I'm talking really fast, by the way, just let me know because I am like part Irish, and when I get excited, the Irish side comes out to play. That wasn't Irish at all. So Florentina's saying, "Oh man, I want a slush puppy right now." Yes, you do. I love slush puppies. They're amazing. I love my mango. What are they called? Mango coolers from Costa. They're so good as well. Like on a hot day, mango cooler. Then I have a iced latte on a hot day. But I'm normally an oat milk latte on the best of days. John is saying, I think I like I was trying to read what I said there for a second. Spider-Man 3 more than Far From Home. John, there is nothing wrong with that. To be honest with you, I can remember one scene from Far From Home. Like one vivid scene. Like if you try and think of, if you close your eyes, everyone, after 3, if you close your eyes and try to remember a scene in a Spider-Man film, close your eyes for Spider-Man 1. You can remember him being outside the college. Norman Osborn coming up, meeting Peter Parker for the first time. He gets bitten by the spider. The dreams he has. He wakes up. He's flipping ripped. He whacks the lunch out of someone's hand. He's cording up the building. He slams into the billboard. Uncle Ben gets killed. The wrestling fight against Randy Savage. He's swinging after the killer that killed Uncle Ben. He then moves into the city, gets a job. There's so many things you can remember. Spider-Man 2, again. Spider-Man 3, like people might not like it, but I can remember everything about that film. Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. They were just rushed out, in my opinion. They weren't needed. He got unlucky, Andrew Garfield. He was a good Peter Parker and a good Spider-Man, but the whole tone of those films weren't like I couldn't move my hand there for a second. It was possessed. But yeah, he kind of got screwed. There's some good moments in those films though, like the Stan Lee Marvel scene in the library when he's got his headphones on and Spider-Man's fighting Lizard in the back. Best Stan Lee cameo in my opinion. But you can remember that. Think of one scene in Homecoming you can remember. I can't remember anything, if I'm honest with you, apart from Iron Man helping Spider-Man. Think of Far From Home. What can you think of? The spider senses, him getting his spider senses at the end, which was amazing. Um, and the betrayal by Mysterio and everyone else that was in other Marvel films, like with Iron Man and so, betraying Peter Parker halfway through the film. But can you remember one quote? Like, there's no like Doc Ock, Butterfingers, and all that kind of thing. There's no funny little cheesy as those quotes were in the Maguire films. They're memorable. Even in Andrew Garfield, like with the knives, oh my knives, my only weakness. I can't remember one thing that Holland says in these films. I can't remember any scenes, but I can remember every swinging scene in the Maguire ones. And when he swang, I don't know if anyone feels this way, but when Maguire swings through the city, I feel weight. Like I can feel how heavy he is, and I can feel that he's not like a CGI character, even though it's computer animated. But you can feel the weight of the character as he's swinging. Like you can feel the physics as he's swinging through town. I don't get that with even the Andrew Garfield ones. I just feel like, yeah, they're just a bit too polished. Whereas I like more of the rough, like, yeah, hard to explain. But I think the swinging scenes are so much better in the Maguire ones, and yeah, and the soundtrack in the Maguire ones is just the best. Like if you listen to the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack, the main theme, the beginning theme, which I've been playing on my Insta stories, like promoting the stream, I listened to it today twice on the way to get some food for lunch. And I'm not lying to you, if you listen to it with your headphones on, those I get more, I feel more without seeing the film, without actually seeing the movie, I feel more for the movie hearing it than any of the Holland movies or Andrew Garfield movies seeing it, which is crazy to me. I've got 12 in the chair. Hey everyone, welcome to the party. Just talking about Spider-Man. Also, feel free to ask me anything else. I've got some notes in here and stuff. I'm just happy to talk to you guys, answer your comments and stuff. Like I said, it's not like a serious stream or anything. It's just fill some time, have a bit of coffee, and just talk to you guys and anyone who wants to jump in. But I'm going to go to the toilet quickly because yeah, apparently I'm a 5-year-old. So I'm just going to shift this to the right and talk among yourselves. Just kick over the light. And I'm back, and I did wash my hands, in case you're wondering. All right, let's get stuck in with these other comments. But John, just to rephrase, my friend, flipping, look at this. What my hair looks like. Look at this. I look like a Spanish Justin Bieber. Actually, doesn't look too. That's great. I'm gonna put my hat back on. Oh God, this isn't a fashion show. This is honestly just me. Screw it. Come on, just answer the comments, damn it, man. Okay, cool. So, God, it's really warm now. I regret wearing this jumper. So, but John, you got nothing to feel bad about, man. About Feng Shui. You got nothing bad to feel about in regards to liking Spider-Man 3, and I think it's better than Far From Home. So I agree with you. Video, oh, what? Come on, I keep on swiping down too quick. Oh my God, how many comments have I got? I thought I had none. I've got tons. Okay, here we go. Video tasties. Yeah, where I know it's been about a month and a half since my Burning one. I love the Burning, by the way. And the more it's such a stupid movie, but it's 80s logic. You can't question it. But it is coming. I've got a free weekend in 2 weeks. And I'm going to film it in. I was going to do it the weekend just gone, but I got really ill for 2 days straight. And I couldn't get out of bed. I was so annoyed because I wanted to get 3 videos done for YouTube. Couldn't get them done. And that was one of them. Plus my DVD haul videos, which I do once a month because funds. So I'm really annoyed at myself, but it is coming as well as other videos. And hello to people that are popping in, popping out. I have no idea who's watching me right now, but if you popped in, left a message, and I'm rambling on, talking too quick or not talking enough, let's see. Hey, Anthony Turner. Hello, my friend. Love your Spider-Man video, by the way. That's the thing. I wake up in the morning, like at 6 in the morning, 5:30 sometimes. 'Cause I used to go to the gym at 5 in the morning. Haven't been for a year and a half because of COVID. And I watch most people's videos, and you one of the ones I watched this morning or yesterday morning. They all become a blur after a while, don't it? When you work a 9 to 5. But that was a great video. But hello, my friend. What? Thoughts on this being the last time we'll see Tom Holland in the MCU? Is this real? I never knew this. One thing I must add, guys, is I stayed away from the leak trailer. I've stayed away from every written form of leakage. A doctor's note, of course. But if I've stayed away from this film. Like I don't want to know anything. I just want to see the trailers, and even then, I don't even see them. But I just can't help it because it's Spider-Man, and I need to see the trailers. But I didn't notice this is not. I think who said it in the cinema squad? Was it Jace or John? John, you might, if you're still here, John, you might remember. Who said that what Sony and Marvel were doing was Marvel were keeping Tom Holland to do their thing, and Sony were then going to rejuvenate Andrew Garfield and have him continue. So now, once this film comes out, and obviously there's Tobey again, Andrew Garfield, and Holland, and they're all in the same universe, and they're all like part of the same universe, so to speak. Now, Tom Holland was going to go Marvel, Andrew Garfield here, which makes me think if Marvel if they kill off Tobey Maguire, like in Into the Spider-Verse, if they kill Maguire like they did Spider-Man in Miles Morales' universe in Into the Spider-Verse, like Harrison Ford in Force Awakens, I will go mad. If they kill off Maguire in this to serve some purpose, I will go ballistic. And this film better be so good it's even warranted, but they better not do that. But I didn't know this. But Anthony, let me know more because I've not heard of this yet. This is actually very shocking to me. Live news. Tom Holland, last appearance. I never knew one little bit. I'm just going to add a new banner in here because you can ask me anything unrelated to Spider-Man 2. But I don't see us going off the topic, which is the whole point, because my thumbnail was me as Doc Ock. That's who I'd be if I was a villain. How, in Spider-Man 2, how did he not get killed? But anyway, because he's only got arms. Like, he's not bulletproof. But anyway, Eric is saying, I don't think it'll be the last time. I think we'll see many more times. That's what I was thinking, Anthony. I was thinking Marvel will have the rights over Holland, and then Spider-Man in Sony was going to be more maybe Garfield, then bringing him back, maybe as an oldest, like Peter Parker, maybe set a few years after the second movie, because he deserves a third movie, Andrew Garfield. He kind of got screwed. But yeah, like John was saying, Lizard is in the new trailer. If you look really carefully, the scene where Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland jumps, that's the lizard behind that glass he was put behind. So the thing is, I want him to be the more like if they're talking about the Sinister Six. I hope Scorpion's in this. I hope Kingpin's in this. I think you see Daredevil in the trailer. The bit where he puts down the papers when he's been like when he's handcuffed to the table. I'm pretty sure that is Daredevil because yeah, I've heard obviously Charlie Cox will be in this, but it may be cool that if the lawyer looking after Holland in the beginning of the film isn't Daredevil, then once the timelines get mixed and he comes back, it is Daredevil. But I don't think they're going to go that route. It's just wishful thinking on my part. 13 people in the house, unlucky for some. So, Eric saying, isn't Holland already confirmed? See, I can't wait. You know what? Out of all the films I can't wait for, as much as I love Spider-Man, the Multiverse of Madness, I just can't wait to see it. Well, like Wanda is my favorite Avenger now, believe it or not. She was becoming my favorite Avenger anyway. When I don't know what it is. I just like the way she uses her powers in her hands and WandaVision. I love that show. Say on about the finale. It actually made me cry the finale. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, because that end scene saying goodbye to her boys and saying goodbye to Vision. Spoiler talk. I'm sorry. That killed me off. I really believed their relationship more so than I did in the films. Believe it or not, I think the TV show really built on that. But I just love her almost taking down Thanos and then in WandaVision and saying, well, Captain Marvel almost done it. I was like, shut up, Captain Marvel. No one cares about her. I don't anyway. Can't stand Brie Larson. Not as in that role. Not as an actress. I loved her in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I think she's great in that. And Kong, I think she's good in that too. Bland, but good. Captain Marvel, she just looks like someone's taken a dump in a cereal. So yeah. But yeah, I'm not too sure about that, Eric. But it does make. I didn't know he was going to be in that though. That'd be cool if he is. Here we are. Here is the troublemaker. That is my girlfriend, everyone. Xanthi. She's in the chat. Hello, Xanthi. What is your favorite Spider-Man film? And Flo is saying, I hope it's not the last time. I still need I need to see my little baby Tom. See, now you've broken Flo's heart. I hope you're happy with yourself. But you can't be out of him because Civil War Homecoming, Infinity War, Far From Home, now No Way Home. So that's only what, 5? Have I done that right? 5 movies he's been in, which is relatively short. I don't think like Marvel Disney can't let him go. He's just too popular with fans, like Florentina, for example. I like him. I think he's good as the Ultimate Spider-Man, like I mentioned. But yeah, like I don't think Sony can do a better job than Marvel. But then Marvel, yeah, like they're a bit too polished. Marvel, like the Tom Holland films, they're a bit too clean looking. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to, they're a bit too polished. I like a bit more dirt and grit in my superhero films, especially Spider-Man. Even though it's meant to be happy, I want a bit more grounded. Tyrone's saying, my favorite Spider-Man, you won't believe it. The Amazing Spider-Man TV series. I remember watching this as a kid on multiple Thanksgivings after the parade. This got me hooked. It was a special place for me. The Amazing, is that the live action one? Is that like the 1970s one where it's unbelievably cheesy? They're basically using like that party string, like what's called silly string, as a spider web. Is that the one you're talking about, Tyrone, or was it the cartoon? Because there is a Amazing Spider-Man TV show, Spectacular Spider-Man TV show, Ultimate Spider-Man TV show. There's a few, but I think that's a live action one. I think oh my god, I've gone blank. Video tasties. Oh my god. I think I need to have a coffee, everyone, but I'm not going to leave it just yet. Here we go. Since it's the only way I'll get a text back, what we're doing tomorrow night. You're making dinner. I'll let you know after. I don't know, to be honest. Work's been so manic. It depends if I finish late. I might want a chilled one tomorrow night. But if I get home, why am I talking about my personal plans? P.S. Peace and love. Dying to know who played the Green Goblin. It's got to be Willem Dafoe, because obviously James Franco can't play it because reasons. But and maybe the guy from Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man, but he had the disease, which was so stupid. They're trying to copy the Ultimate Universe, but they just did it completely wrong. He looked so stupid. He looked like Gollum if he was going to a Halloween party dressed as a lizard. That's what he reminded me of. So it's got to be Willem Dafoe. Or maybe, who knows? They could, if anyone's watched the cartoons, they could have like an animated face, like Deadpool almost, where it's kind of moving, but there's who knows what he looked like. They could bring back the OG one from the Maguire first film. Who knows? They could bring that back. Maybe the prototype, because if anyone's seen what masks they could have used for the first Spider-Man film, some of them are really creepy. And I think like with what are those green dudes called? I'm forgetting them now. From Captain Marvel. Obviously the makeup now, the prosthetics are much more advanced as the Kree. That's what they call it, the Kree. The Kree makeup's really good. So maybe they could do something like that with the Green Goblin, because what I know about the villains in No Way Home is they kind of reinvented the costume. So Electro, who's in it, because we know Jamie Foxx has confirmed that, he's meant to be in a more, I think, I forget the name of the comic book, but what's the name of the comic? I forget. But he's in a more updated version of the costume, no blue face, not looking dumb like an eel. Obviously, Doc Ock's got the same outfit, but a bit more revamped. Green Goblin could be the same. Lizard, I hope they give the Lizard a snout. I don't want that Goomba Mario villain from the Mario movie back in the 90s. Remember the Super Mario movie from the 90s? Those Goombas with the brown face. Don't mean to be the Goomba henchman. That's what a lizard looked like. I want the snout lizard. He doesn't have to talk. He could be more of an animal. Who cares? And who else? Sandman. Sandman's cool, but when he got into that big monster and he was going, roar, it's like, it's dumb. It's so stupid. Like, that's why no one really resonated with him. Even though he was trying to get back to his door and cure her disease. Yeah, like because he became that big lumbering beast, you can't really connect with that. Whereas Doc Ock and Green Goblin, they're people. Eric Forbes is laughing. I'm guessing about my girlfriend's messages. How dare you, Eric? Paul, the hype train is in hype train. Hype train. The hype train is in the house. Hello, my friend. I'm really trying to get through these comments quick as I can. Can't believe it's been 42 minutes already. How time flies when you're talking. Oh my God, Paul! I've just seen one word, and I know what you're talking about. I remember watching Chad Kroger's Hero Music video over and over again on Kerrang just to see clips of the first Spider-Man movie. This was before the internet and easy access to trailers. Paul, you just become more legendary as time goes by, my friend. That's exactly what I used to do. Like, that was the nearest I could get to seeing clips and glimpses of that film. And even when I watched the film, I bought the CD back in the day. Don't hurt me for that one, but I bought that CD. And even when I watched the film, I'd watch it. My God, I forgot about that. Paul, you are nostalgia city, my friend. That was a great little comment. They're all good comments. But thing is, kids these days as well, you will not remember how hard it was without YouTube. YouTube back in the early days was unbelievably difficult. I'm an Arsenal fan. Don't hurt me. Dennis Bergkamp scored one of the best goals in the World Cup against Argentina and against Newcastle. If you follow soccer, you know who David Dennis Bergkamp is. You know what goals I'm talking about. To find those goals on YouTube back in the day when I was at school, when I was about 18, 17, was I trying to find a needle in the ocean that's got my name engraved on it out there in the Pacific somewhere. That's how hard it was to find this video. When he did, it was a really crappy square box with a massive screen around it, and you had to squint and enlarge it, and it got pixelated. Now you can watch whatever you want when it comes to like videos and stuff. My phone's vibrating somewhere, it's distracting me. But yeah, so nowadays you can just watch trailers for everything over and over again. So you people that are younger than us lot had to grow up without YouTube before it got good. You better be grateful because back in the day it was hard. Peace and Love is saying, I have a good one. What is your favorite Spider-Man suit out the three? That is a great question. Maguire, obviously. Maguire had the best Spider-Man suit. When you see them all lined up, the first Andrew Garfield one was stupid looking. It looked like honeycombs and the gold lens I didn't really like. The second one was good, but it was very much like the Ultimate Spider-Man, which is more like Holland. So it didn't really go with Andrew Garfield's feel of the movie. But it was still good. But bit too comic book accurate, if you know what I mean. Like Wolverine's yellow outfit, if that was be on screen, great, but you know, like there's a time and a place, and it's called cartoons. But Maguire's was perfect. It fit. It looked like it could fit in real life. Holland looks way too bright. It looks like he has a brand new one, like Bart Simpson, lined up in his closet because it doesn't look. It looks too bright and polished, and it looks too CGI. Like that's the one thing about Tom Holland's Spider-Man when he's in the suit. It just looks like a computer game. Like it literally looks like the PS4, PS5 Spider-Man game. I'm not knocking Holland here because I like him, but that suit just looks a bit too polished for my liking. The Spider-Man 4, oh my. Oh, Paul, man, you're just killing it. See, when you're talking to a Spider-Man fan like I am, because I love my horrors, but I'm a Spider-Man stan. I'm a Spider stan. I love Spider-Man. I'm gonna actually do a ranking video near the time, like ranking them all, or can do individual reviews. I haven't decided yet. Ranking, reviews, probably do ranking makes it easier. But Paul's saying the Spider-Man PS4 video game, great game, is one of my favorite Spider-Man stories ever told. Amazing game, and what a twist. That's what I'll say. I actually cried at the end. No spoilers. No, it's a great game. Like I loved it. The action was very much like Arkham, Batman, Arkham Knight, and it's like Assault on was it not Assault on Arkham? What was Batman game called? Arkham something. I forget now. But I love them 3 game. Spider-Man 4 game is great. Haven't played Miles Morales one because I haven't got a PlayStation 5 yet. Hopefully I get one from a certain someone who's bugging me to find out what I'm doing on a Friday night. But I haven't the new Spider-Man game, Miles Morales, I haven't played. My God, so I'm keep adjusting my hat because I'm getting really hot. But yeah, like the Spider-Man 4 game is great if no one's played it. Great. Video tasties, you've seen You've seen that film. I watched it once. My God, if anyone's got kids out there and they're gonna go to Europe and they're thinking of being or acting how they do at home, put on Midnight Express. Like if they're going Turkey, Greece, anywhere that isn't their home, watch this video and tell them if you misbehave, watch this because those jails don't mess around. Midnight Express is a great film. Who is it? John Hurt. He was in that film. His poor cat. That's all I'll say. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is actually my favorite costumes out of a lot. See, I mentioned that earlier. There is a good costume, but it didn't fit him. Like that would have been good with Holland, I think. Holland's costume is meant to look like the more retro one from the early comic books, the first comic books from Stanley Marvel. But it looks too polished and it's a bit too gadgety, like Iron Man. So it's got like the old school look, but with the Iron Man flow. Whereas maybe I think Andrew Garfield's second costume, which is very good, would have been suited better on Holland. And maybe, yeah, like Andrew Garfield, I love the guy, but I don't think his movies were needed. But still, they are what they are. Paul's saying both the Amazing Spider-Man costumes are my favorite. See, I don't like the first one, John. The first one, because the first one came out, you have to remember, right? In 2007, you had Spider-Man 3, Iron Man 1. I'm going to put this down here because I think I need it. In 2007, you had Iron Man 1, Spider-Man 3, and The Dark Knight. You had, take away Spider-Man 3, including Spider-Man 3, one of the most influential Spider-Man superhero films that came out, the ones that were just smashing it. But then you had two movies that came along, Dark Knight, which changed the superhero genre forever, and Iron Man 1, which set off the motion, which we've come to know as the MCU. Now, when Spider-Man 3 came out, what am I even talking about now? I've gone blank. I had a really good point as well. But what I think I was trying to get at was with Andrew Garfield's ones, they came like too soon. I think, and that's what I was trying to say. So once those films came out, Iron Man 1 and Dark Knight, they were very gritty. And they tried to make the new Spider-Man films gritty because Sam Raimi and Spider-Man and Sony fell out. They weren't going to get a Spider-Man 4, which was meant to be the Vulture, funny enough. And then he brought out the Amazing Spider-Man with this stupid subplot involving his family, which is it's a storyline. Sins of the Father, I think, is the name of it in the cartoon or the comic book series. But they tried to go with the parents thing. It's like, screw the parents thing. And like, Uncle Ben's been killed, but I'm never going to investigate his murder. And so many subplots. And I think they tried to make it very gritty, like The Dark Knight and like the unknown story. And it didn't really work out. They should have just, they'd done the Lizard, which was really cool. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Andrew Garfield ones. But I do like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I just think the films didn't suit him. But the suits were good. But again, I think Holland would have been better in the second costume. Hello to the 10 people that are here. Oh yeah, love the first shot of it in Amazing Spider-Man 2, where you see him dropping from the sky and then he just starts swinging. Yes, man, that's like Fortnite, but Spider-Man. It's like Fortnite. You're like, whoa, and then he whack chairs apparently. But when he falls to the floor and he starts swinging, I was like, that is amazing. But still, I don't think as effective as the swinging scenes in the Maguire films. And you're probably thinking, oh man, you just love the Maguire films. You're never going to give any other film a break. I can. And that scene was great. I just like the feel of the Maguire films when he's swinging. But that scene was amazing. Eric is saying, I don't know why I paused, like I was reading something different. I was young enough at the time Spider-Man 3 came out. And I thought it was the best movie ever at the time. They called that the Phantom. They called that Phantom Menacing. Eric, there's an actual term if you Google it. It's called Phantom Menacing. A lot of people when they went to go and see Phantom Menace. Do you remember when that film was coming out? The Phantom Menace. The hype was through the roof. Everyone was dressed up. Cinemas were flocked. Everyone went to go see it. And there was people in my school that saw that 3, 4, 5 times, and everyone loved it. But there was something people didn't want to admit to themselves, and that was it was good, it wasn't great. And that's what the BBC Radio Live said about Spider-Man 3. It's good, but it's not great. And I went to see it, and you can see I love Spider-Man films. And you know, by now, if you stick them in the stream, how much I love the Maguire films. But I went Spider-Man 3 and I just couldn't put my finger on it because the flow was different. I wasn't feeling the things I felt in the first two. Um, the swinging scenes, which I banged on about for the last 10 minutes, they weren't as good. I don't think it was effective. I kind of felt I felt like Sammy, Sammy. I felt like Sam Raimi's grasp on that series was been taken away from him. I just felt a lot of mishmash, hands in the pot. And I think Sam Raimi was just like, I'm literally fighting a losing battle now. Screw it. Let's just make this movie and get it done. And we got Spider-Man 3. So I think at the time I really liked it, but even my mum loves the first two Spider-Man films. We watched those together all the time. I took her to see the first one, and I took her to see the second one twice because she loved it so much when I was younger. And in the third one, there was a scene where in the third one, if you remember this, where Aunt May gives the ring to Peter Parker to propose to Mary Jane. And my mum, when leaned up to me, and she goes, "This film's really dragging." And I was like, when someone like that says something to you, they kind of knock some sense into you. Like they kind of make you see the film for what it is, and it was dragging that scene. And so yeah, Eric, at the time I was really there with you, but then over the years I'm like, it was a good film, not as good as the first two, but like John said, still better than Far From Home. Okay. You know when anyone's streaming on StreamYard, when they see how many people enter the room, it goes like 8, 12, 10, 15, 5, 6, 2, 1. Why does it do that? You know what I mean? It's like, it's horrifying. I'd rather not see the numbers and just think I'm speaking to no one. Yep, agreed. Paul and John. Xanthi agrees. Tom Hardy would be a better Wolverine. 100%, John. 100%. I was thinking about this today. I was just flicking through my phone, just watching, like, random videos pop up in YouTube, and I saw one saying Henry Cavill as Wolverine. I think Henry Cavill would be a good Wolverine. He's just too tall. Like, Wolverine's quite like a 5'8", stocky, crazy dude. So I think Tom Hardy would fit the bill. I can't think of anyone else. If you tried to think who else could play Wolverine, but obviously Hugh Jackman has that role. Like what's his face? Robert Downey Jr. has Iron Man, but who else can play Wolverine? Like Tom Hardy, yes, but I can't think of anyone that has the rugged rawness like Tom Hardy. And depending what Sony do, like whether Marvel can use Tom Hardy, I don't think he's ever going to be in it. Kind of like Harry Hope, that what's his face? The guy that makes Quiet Place 2 and his wife, Emily Blunt? Emily Blunt. We want him to be Mr. Fantastic. That's never going to happen, but we want it to happen. But yeah, John, I agree. I'm going to take my spoon out my coffee because it keeps poking me in the eye. Okay, John, what is Eric saying now? Oh, no, Eric is saying, no, John, I love Tom as Venom, though. Tom Hardy's very good as Venom. But if you've read the Venom comics, they've wasted that character so badly. There's so many more things they could do with that character. Eric is saying, can we just bring back Hugh for Wolverine at this point? Maybe. Like, who knows who's going to pop up in this new Spider-Man movie? He could pop up in that as a brief little cameo like he did in First Class. Kingpin from the TV show could pop up. Anyone could pop up in this new movie. But yeah, it would be good to see him come back. But he's getting a bit like, he needs someone a bit younger so they can last longer in the X-Men universe. Not younger, but like 20 years old. But yeah, he needs someone like 40 years old, 45 to play Wolverine. I think, how old is Hugh Jackman? Do you think anyone will die? I was saying, oh, hey everything, Horace. I'm so used to talking to people. Hey my friend, how you doing? I was saying, it's a hard one. I think they're gonna kill off Tobey Maguire. I think they're gonna kill him off like they kind of did with the Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse. And if they kill Maguire off, I will rage because why would you want to destroy people's childhoods? Why? They shouldn't. I hope they do what they did with like David Tennant in the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who, where you just see David Tennant like as the last guy Tom Holland speaks to, gives his advice, and then you see him walk into a portal, and you see Mary Jane maybe holding a baby, and Tom Holland can see that as Spider-Man, he can have both if he just balances it right. That's what I like to see. Man of movies, John, you're sticking with me, my friend, loving it. John saying no, I love Jackson, but this time is. I love Jack. I think you mean Samuel L. Jackson was Wolverine there for a second. I was like, oh my god, can you imagine? So there's so many jokes flying through my head now thinking of that. But yeah, use your imaginations. I love Jackson, but his time as Wolverine is over. Agreed. Tom Hardy as Venom is, yeah, John again. Like, so they wasted that character. Venom is so good, and even when She Venom was in it, if anyone's read the comic with She Venom, she kills herself. The character that plays Tom Hardy's girlfriend or love interest, she jumps out a window in the comics because of killing people as Venom. But in this film, she's like, "Hey Eddie," and so they just kiss, and it's like, is that it? No repercussions. It's like The Mask. If anyone's watched or read the Mask comics, loads like the mask in the film was like, hey, Goofy, like Party, it's Jim Carrey. But in the comics, it's very dark, like, and it's kind of like Venom. Whoever puts on the mask becomes an exaggeration of who they are. So if you're like a murderer, you become a horrible human being, vicious. Same with Venom. Whoever has the Venom symbiote take over him, the same. So it could be so much darker than it is, but they just kind of made it. It's the most 2002 film I've ever seen, Venom 1, but I still like it. I'm again sorry guys to keep on just in my hats because I've got a thing about seeing a little bit of my French. I have problems. So Eric Thorpe is saying, I'm very curious what the trajectory of these multiverse characters in the Raimi movies, etc., be in the MCU. You know what? I was thinking again. I was thinking about this a lot today because one more sip. I was thinking about this a lot today because they kept J. Jonah Jameson in the MCU. He's part of the MCU now. So what can't they keep from the other ones? Like for me, Alfred Molina is the perfect Doc Ock. They can keep him. You know, he could be in that movie. And maybe Holland, if he's in more films, maybe recognize him and like, oh my god, you're this dude, and blah blah blah. So they could take a lot of the Sony ones over, but again, Sony has the rights to these characters, and obviously Sony doesn't want their legacy to be ruined. And so what the hell are they going to do? Like, which characters are going to stay with the MCU? Which ones are going to stay imprinted in the Raimi movies? Who knows? Like, Jamie Foxx could come to the MCU. God knows what kind of a great like contract agreement Sony and Marvel have worked out regarding these characters, but we will soon know when the movie comes out. And I really just hope, because I think everyone got hyped up for the nostalgia. Because when you watch that trailer, everyone was really looking forward to seeing what they could see from the past, like the films we loved growing up. And obviously Doctor Strange looks so cool, and the whole Inception thing is and the Doctor Strange Spider-Man fight, like the crazy train from hell. But I just hope that the nostalgia doesn't doesn't be the main focal point of the film. I hope there's a good story here instead of just nostalgia. Mad at Movies is saying Jackman. That's what Jackman. That's what I was thinking about Jackson. I was like, it's like Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides. Okay, Eric Fox saying, but if we're bringing back Raimi characters, why not Fox characters? What do you mean Fox characters? Yeah, what do you mean Fox characters out there? Do you mean the cartoon, like the Fox Kid characters, or yeah, what do you mean by that? Because I'm kind of confused. Because obviously Raimi characters, Fox, because Mark Webb made the two Amazing Spider-Man films. Yeah, what do you mean by that? Please elaborate, my friend. Emma Stone is Mary Jane. I mean, Emma Stone was great as Gwen Stacy. Really, really good. But obviously, they were dating at the time, so that chemistry was already there. But she was a great Mary Jane. Kirsten Dunst was a good Mary Jane, but then she wore a wig in the second one, where in the first film, her hair was like proper comic book red, like proper red. In the second one, she kind of turns like ginger, which is good. But I like the red hair in the first one. And in the third film, it looked like she'd been stressed out. It was going great. But who would play? See, I like. What's her name? Oh my god, is it Zendaya? Zendaya? Oh my god, Zadai. Yeah, I like. Why did I make her Mary Jane? Was that? I think that was just a last minute throw in, like to make her Mary Jane. Well, they could have just made her they could have made her a brand new character to Spider-Man, and then had Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy or whoever But yeah, whatever. Like this is really that's a nitpick, but yeah, they could have made her a unique character to Peter Parker, who then could have been a villain down the line. How cool would that have been? She could have been like a female version of Doc Ock, or maybe like Black Cat. That'd have been cool. John is saying, unfortunately, I have to poke a friendly hole. Unfortunately, I have to poke a friendly hole in your argument because I remember everything from every Spider-Man film. Ha 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 ha. I see your knowledge and I raise you the same. I bet you the same, John. I never knew this, John. I never knew you were a Spider-Man stan like me. I wish I'd known that. We could have had a little debate on a live stream or two. We will do it when the film comes out, John. I want me and you and everyone else, of course, but definitely I want us to do a live stream, whichever it be on the Cinema Squad or your stream or my stream or a random one or someone else's, to talk about this because I love Spider-Man films. Like I might not talk about it much, but huge Spider-Man guy. Everything hard. That twist in Homecoming. If no one's seen it, I'm so sorry about to spoil it. Where Michael Keaton's character, I forget his name, when he opens that door as Peter Parker's about to go and get his date for the prom, and the date's dad is the Vulture. Amazing. My mouth dropped. Now that's a great shout. That's the best scene from the first film. That really got me. I was really shocked. When I watched that film a few times with different people, always got them. Everyone had the same reaction. And hello to anyone who's still here or sticking around or whatever, whoever's here. I don't know. I don't know who's staying, who's going, who's popping in and out, but thank you for sticking in. I'm only going to do this for like maybe another hour, half an hour. I just want to have a little chill one with you guys tonight, have a little chat about Spider-Man. I always remember Rent. Rent! And his weird daughter that like always came around with cookies and biscuits. I was like, and stuff. And she really bugged me. If you watch Spider-Man 2, the way she eats biscuits annoys me. I was going to say the same thing, John. Sorry, Joe. What did John... I thought you had to poke a friendly... Oh, okay. I've got a battle on my hands, guys. A new challenger has entered. Okay, here we go. I am all for Marvel reusing the young X-Men. Yep. Oh, you think again? They can do that because obviously the multiverse of Loki and the different like live streams. I was about to say the different like universes and stuff. They could bring them back, but they might cherry pick. Like I don't like Quicksilver. Yeah, bring him back. McCoy, that's a crisp. McAvoy and Fassbender. Yeah, but not all the X-Men. Some of them just plain sucked, in my opinion. In all iterations of the film, there's always some bad characters in the bunch, but First Class is my favorite. First Class and Days of Future Past, but I love First Class. That scene where Michael Fassbender's Magneto goes to the bar and he throws a knife, pulls it back, and then throws it into his hand. That was so cool. The best soundtrack in Spider-Man, The Killers Move Away. That was in Spider-Man 2. That was a great. Well done, sweetheart. That was a very good one. You got Paul's one, and it got Hero, and they got this, The Killers Move Away. That was a great song. Wasn't Snow Patrol in there as well? Snow Patrol, didn't they do Spider-Man 2? But the Spider-Man theme, the whole Spider-Man soundtrack is amazing. Spider-Man 2, and I'm going to say this now, guys. The intro, the credits to Spider-Man 2, where you see the paintings painted by some genius out there of the events from the first one, interspliced with that epic Danny Elfman score. You can't top that. Like for me, that just watching those credits are sometimes better than watching some of the like the recent Spider-Man films. I didn't realize how much of a stan I was for like the Maguire films until now. Eric saying, outside of these two, I think the older cast were better. What's her face? Mystique, 100% better than what's her name? I'm so bad right now with Jennifer Lawrence. I think was it Rebecca Romaine who played Mystique. She was better. I loved McAvoy, but also loved Patrick Stewart. I loved Ian McKellen, but also loved Fassbender. Hugh Jackman obviously was in all of them. I like Beast, both iterations. I think Kelsey Grammer as Beast was perfect, because that's who I imagined as a kid playing Beast, and then when the cartoon was out. Cyclops was good, but maybe they'll try and find someone else. Yeah, they were like, if you could cherry pick some for the old, some for the new, put them together, you have a great X-Men film there. I've just skipped. I'm going. It keeps on flying all the way down to the bottom for some reason, and I'm not about that. So, how long have you known Joe? I. What do you mean? So, how long have you known Joe? It sounds like it sounds like I know a secret that you just found out, but I knew. Oh God, there's me a red laser in it going. So, how long have you known Joe? What? You have to explain that one to me, John, because I think I'm getting caught behind in the comments. I've got so many to blitz through quick. Zaffy saying, "No, John, I'm so in love with Fassbender and McAvoy." No, John was actually from this comment. He was saying he's all for reusing them. So yeah, he wasn't saying don't use them. He's saying he would like to see them again in some capacity. Only on a Geeky Hygiene stream. Ironically, on a stream you get a stream. Do you have a toilet break? Yeah, literally, honestly, I have the bladder of a 2-year-old child. It's honestly terrible. Once I have like too much, like after 1 liter of water, it's game over for me. The dams have broken. But if that's how far behind I'm in comments, I need to really catch up. Yeah, P and L, Paul and P and L. Who the hell is it? Who's that? Who's the L? I'm agreeing with you. They're great. I want to see them again. Okay, I think it's to do with the X-Men. Oh man, I keep on for some reason my mouse keeps on flicking up and down. Here we go. It's a theory that Jay said. Just a theory. Okay, that's regarding Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield. And maybe Tom Holland lost appearance, but I really think Marvel and Sony may send an agreement. They have to. They have to. The guy's too bankable. Like, he might not be my favorite, but he's, my opinion, pales in comparison compared to everyone else's. I think Sony is putting all their chips on Spider-Verse, not Garfield. They need to. If they just Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir, would just be amazing. Like, even Emma Stone. Imagine if Emma Stone came back as Spider-Gwen. How cool that would be. They need to do it. Video tasings. If they bring Black Cat into the MCU, she'll be completely dressed. She'll be dressed completely opposite to the comics. Of course she will, because can't have the female gaze anymore. Can't have women looking attractive in films because, no one likes that. But you can have Henry Cavill or Aquaman coming out of the water, like bed, with no top on. But, horses for courses, I guess. Double standards. All the chips are on Venom. He likes potato tots, actually, Eric. He likes potato tots. Wanda is the best. I love Wanda. Love her. Eric, I hate the Venom film. It was on my worst of the list. John, like I said, John, it's the most 2000 film ever made, and that's why I love it. It's a film that should have been Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Venom, Spider-Man 3, Tom Hardy's Venom in Spider-Man 3. It'd have been perfectly put in there, and it would have made sense. But it's so outdated in regards to its jokes, its humor, the way it looks, and everything about him. It deserved to be back in the 2000s. 2005 it should have come out. John, Eric is saying, John, I think you need to revisit Venom. It's a phenomenal something like a phenomenon. It's a phenomenal piece of cinema. I wouldn't call it a phenomenal piece of cinema. I'd just say it's fun. I've watched it about 7 times. Not because I love him, but it's like Con Air. Con Air is no masterpiece, but it's got something about it which is entertaining. If you go in there thinking, I'm going to get a really dark superhero film, you are and you're not. And also, 45 minutes of the film was cut. And in Tom Hardy's interviews, he said the best parts of the film were on the cutting room floor. And he said there's like about 40 minutes of footage with him and Venom interacting that was never used. And he said those are the best parts for him to act. So the film was cut to crap. But when you watch it, It's a rush job, and I think everyone on YouTube, you, me, everyone else, we edit better than the Venom film, but it's still fun. Eric saying, I don't appreciate your jokes. Eric, run. Change it. Get your passport. Get some coins. Go to the Continental. John's after you. Eric, you're on your own, Eric. I tried to help you, mate. I tried to help you. If you're alive, I don't think you're alive right now. I think John probably got to you. Yes, 1977. Okay, Tyrone. I know you're talking about. Yeah, I used to, like I said, my uncle had all those films and TV shows on. I just had a flashback. Did anyone see the old Captain America movie and the Fantastic Four one? My God, if anyone's moaning about what we're getting today, watch those films and appreciate them more. Xanthi, oh my God, is this some sort of civil war? I just wanted a nice live stream tonight. There's something fighting going on. Glebe, intervene. Xanthi saying, blasphemy, John. John just introduced me to Venom. Oh, thank you very much. now you've got Eric killed, and now I am dead. Joe introduced me to Venom, and I'm Joe, by the way, in case you never knew that's my real name, and I loved it. So pumped to see the second one. Why did you hate it? The second one looks okay, but I thought with Andy Serkis directing, I was thinking it's something that I wanted in the first one, and it looks kind of the same. When the CGI looks awful. That's all I'm going to say. Eric, please not. He's not bad. He was good in that film. Oh my God, what's that film called? Oh, I forgot the name of it now. What's that film he was in? The superhero film. Michael B. Jordan was in it, and they got powers. And I think, I forget now. I'm trying to think what that film was called. That's really going to annoy me. But he was in that. I thought he was good in that. And I thought he was good as Harry Osborn. But again, a lot of the elements from the Andrew Garfield films should have been in the Holland ones, because I think him as Harry Osborn would have been great with Holland. It's a weird one. They've almost got they almost prematurely had good ideas before Holland came along. It's a strange one. Hey, Angel Rivera. It's John's brother. He's into the party, waving away. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the party, pal. Die Hard reference. Eric saying, hey, Angel. Is it Angel or Angel? I'm guessing it's Angel. John saying, sorry, Xanthi. I just thought the script was crap and the direction of the film was cringe-inducing. John, once you've seen Tom Hardy bathe in a tank full of lobsters and eat one alive, what else do you really want from life? Hey, Godo! I don't know why I'm doing the accent. You could be Irish. Hey, hello there, Gordo. Peace and love. Crying face. You just ruined my weekend, John. Thank you. Eric is saying, I think it's so bad, it's good. I think you're right there, Eric. I can see where John's coming from. I can see where Eric's coming from. John, it's not as bad, in my opinion, as you think it is. Eric, it's not a masterpiece like you think it is. But for me, it's look, I want a dumb film to put on for someone that they've got just a fun film, I don't want to put on Lord of the Rings trilogy. I don't want a really dark, super serious film. I just want to put on a film that makes no sense. It's kind of stupid, but very entertaining. Venom. John's saying, I am hopeful for Venom 2, though. Kind of. Like me, John. Like me. If no one's seen my trailer reaction for Venom, it's on my... I should put links. I'll have links in my description below. Should have done this earlier, but I didn't know I was going to talk about Venom. But, yeah, it's... It just didn't get me. I'm so disappointed. Didn't and Carnage and Venom. I think they're so iconic as villains, and the fact they're not in a Spider-Man film fighting Spider-Man makes me sad, very sad, because I just want to see that. I want to see Tom Hardy's Venom and Woody Harrelson's Carnage versus Tom Holland's Spider-Man. What a film that would have been! I'd have been more hyped for that than just as hyped for this one. There's No Way Out. No Way Out. That's a wrestling pay-per-view. No Way Home. Eric Thorpe reviews. The turd. I never knew he said turd in the wind until I watched Venom with Xanthi, because we had subtitles on, because our mum's got hard of hearing, so the subtitles were always on. And I was like, turd in the wind. And I think he uses it. I think that's ripped straight from the comic. I think he says that exact line from the comic book. So I get it. A bit of nostalgia, but at the same time, very 2000s, like I was saying. John's saying the best part of the movie for me was when the credits rolled And we got the Spider-Verse. Oh, there's always a silver lining, John. See, even when you're in a dark place, like Linford Christine, the runner from the marathon, used to say, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And what a film that was. I'm in love with geeky sexy Jinx. She doesn't drink, by the way. But go home, you're drunk. With John Lamau. He's saying Lamau, laughing at John's comments. Eric, Arkham Asylum, City, and Origins, and Night. Eric, legend, my friend. What was your favorite? Because my favorite was Arkham. Oh, you know what? My first platinum trophy was Arkham Knight. Then it was God of War, and then Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4. The Spider-Man on a PS4. Arkham City is great. And everyone knocked Arkham Knight, and I really liked it. It was a great game. I was so good at that game. Like, when I was playing it all the time, whenever I play a video game, by the way, and it's multiplayer or single player, once I've played it enough, I become unstoppable. Call of Duty, FIFA, Arkham Knight, Spider-Man, Legend of Zelda, Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil 2, even though I screamed the entire time, I become a beast. But as soon as I start playing them for a few weeks, I become terrible. I become the biggest noob of all time. Eric is saying, Asylum is still my fave. I love that game. So good. Such a good game. Eric is also saying, but they're all pretty fantastic. And Night, Eric, I didn't even see your comment before that. It gets so underrated. I think it got blasted by people like Angry Joe and other reviewers because the PC version wasn't good. And it's like, but what's the game like? The game on the PS4 was fine. It was playable, no problem. Just because it doesn't run on a PC doesn't make the game bad. It's so stupid. But I think Night is very underrated, and I love the Red Hood. Under the Red Hood, the animated film was one of my favorite DC animated films. So good. Eric is saying, I agree that Toby is the most. Yep. Yeah, because that's what I was saying earlier, that Tobey Maguire resembles more of the original comics that Stanley created, and Holland's more of the later 90s, 2000s Ultimate Spider-Man. So completely different comic book styles, but they're very accurate to what they are. But I just prefer the old school style. And also, I'm not a fan of the Tom Holland theme tune based on the cartoon of Spider-Man. It just doesn't, it just sounds goofy. I want something epic, like again, the Maguire Raimi theme tune. Anthony Turner, I hope you didn't leave this comment like years ago because I have no idea when he posted this, but hello again, my friend. Thank you for sticking around. Anthony saying, haha, my badge should have added that it was my theory. It was a theory. I literally, that was like for me breaking news. I was about to go on like Instagram and Twitter and saying, I just found out something really no one knows. And it was a theory. You cracked me up. My badge should have added it was a theory that Holland will not be in the MCU after this contract was up after this film. But like some has said in the chat, I'm sure we'll be back. That kills me that was a theory. I thought it was like definite news. But yeah, it could be Sony, Marvel, they'll be so dumb. It's like Paul Tams does in his videos. It's just easy money. Like literally, put them in a film. Because one thing about Holland Spider-Man, he's very popular. And I think with Doctor Strange, I was getting Fox Kids cartoon vibes. Stick him in with the X-Men for an X-Men crossover. He could be great in crossover Spider-Man. So if he's not going to be in his own Spider-Man film again, put him in crossovers, have him do some crazy stuff that overshadows everyone, like Quicksilver does in the X-Men films. And he'll be like the Hulk. The Hulk doesn't need his own film, but he can have some amazing moments in other people's films. And I think Spider-Man should be like that because I think unless they do something crazy at the back, like the multiverse or the Sinister Six and such, that's the only way it's going to have legs. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see with Holland. But that cracks me up that was just a theory. Henry Cavill for the next Bond? Nah, man. No, I don't know. He was great in Mission Impossible as a villain. With the bit in the bathroom and he rolls his sleeves up and he's like, bang. Love that scene. That was amazing. I just rolled up my sleeves for nothing, just to impersonate with my puny non-Cavill arms what he was like in Mission Impossible. But yeah, he was great in that film. Who should play the next Bond? I don't know. Idris Elba will be good. Tom Hardy could be good, more rugged. Maybe Jack Whitehall. Anyone. The Rock, for example, he could be Bond. Who knows? Video tasties. Doug Ray Scott. I don't know who that is, but I'm just gonna. You know what? You know what? I've been talking to you guys, and I've been trying to think of actors and films and who's in this film. I had Google in front of me the entire time. Like sometimes, like when I think I'm live, I can't do anything else but talk. I could have just Googled this, everything I've been saying. Let's see what Doug Ray Scott looks like. Oh my goodness! You know what? What a shout! He's a great actor, really good actor. He was in what was he in? Was he in a Mission Impossible? Was he in Mission Impossible 2? He was, wasn't he? He's been in a few films. Doug Ray Scott. Let me just see what he's been in really quick. Sorry, guys. I just I'll wait. Yeah, it was in Mission Impossible. Man, my film brain is so good sometimes. Um, Mission Impossible, Ever After. Yeah, he'd be cool. Snatch. I never recognized him from something else. Taken Free. Taken Free. Oh no. God, how many things has he been in? Desperate Housewives. Fair enough. And I'm on Florentina's message now, but Florentina, like you said earlier, only on a Geeky Hiding stream do you get a toilet break, and that is exactly what's happening again. Guys, get your messages in. I'll probably stream for another 40 minutes, but I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. Like I said, I wasn't expecting hundreds, thousands of people, but it's people that hear that matter, and if you just pop in and out, we'll say hello. It's all good. Get your questions in. I'll be right back. Oh, God, I think I just got a cramp in my leg. Back in the room, back in the room, back in the room. I wash my hands, I promised. And everyone's still here. Hey, got more people in the room. Hi guys, toilet break. We need to put a banner up saying gone to the toilet. Ladder of a 2-year-old. By the way, I never knew pigeons can fly at night because one almost threw out my window and scared the crap at me, but luckily I didn't need to go for that. But yeah, almost made me. But anyway, too much info, Joe. Too much info. So anything is possible by Flo. Anything is possible for the next film because Disney owns everything. Oh my god, have you heard about the Alien TV show they're making? Oh, they own everything. Like, why? And they're just Disney-fying them. Fox should have stayed with Fox. That was a stupid mistake to sell that. Why did they let that happen? Dan, Upside Down's in the room. Hey Dan, welcome to the party, pal. What's your favorite Spider-Man film? Let me know why. Get involved in the chat. Dan's a great guy, part of the cinema squad, along with John. There's others not here at the moment, but they're all busy doing their own thing, which is absolutely fine. But make sure you sub to them both. Also, don't use the word sub on a live stream because apparently, if you use the word sub in the comments, you can get like taken down. Like people's channels have been taken down if you use the word sub in the comment section. That's why a lot of people use the word connect because that doesn't flag up. But apparently, if there's too much subbage in the comment section, you get done for him. I'm just going to get spammed unbelievably now, aren't I? Just for saying that. I should keep my mouth shut. Eric saying, wasn't Doug Ray the runner-up that lost I didn't know that. Wasn't Doug Ray the runner-up that lost out to Hugh Jackman? No. Is he Australian or American? No, he's not American. He's Australian or English. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't know that. I think he's lost out to a lot of roles, to be honest. I think he lost out to James. He lost out to James Bond. I'm pretty sure he did. I keep getting distracted by Glebe PG down here because I'm like, who's that? Oh, it's PG. Oh, see now the love's in the room. Dan is in the room. Eric is showing the love. Upside down. Hey, Eric. See, Dan, always the concierge of the group. Oh my, it's Dan. Biting lip emoji. The greatest emoji of all time. Go on Google, go to images, type in biting lip emoji. The best emoji ever made. And a fun fact, John's doing the impression of that emoji in our Cinema Squad thumbnail, the one where we're all in it at the end. That's John doing that emoji impression. It's amazing. Dan saying, "Hey John," that's always good. Love in the room. I liked Venom a little less when I just rewatched it a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't mind. It's a film that grows on you. Like there's some films that like I can't think of any on the top of my head right now, but there's some films I watch, and then I like the first Suicide Squad, for example. Like John doesn't like Venom. Eric loves Venom. I love Suicide Squad, the first one. No one else really likes it, but I love the new one. And it's kind of like that, like courses for horses, but I think you just got, for me, I went into these films kind of knowing what I was going to get. No mind, but I wanted to get more, obviously. But what I got was what I expected. If I got more, great. But I didn't get any less. I set my bar just right. Paul Tams. Looks like he's had a curry down there, that dude. It's like me a second ago running to the toilet, but that pigeon almost killed me. Paul Tams is saying, I don't think Venom works without Spider-Man. No, you're so right, Paul. So right. He's synonymous with the character. Like the Ultimate Spider-Man video game on the PlayStation 2, if anyone can remember that game, had Venom and Spider-Man in there. You think of Spider-Man, when you think of Spider-Man, think of his Rogue Gallery, Venom, Green Goblin, like the Sinister Six, Kingpin, all of them. But you think of Venom, and Venom without Spider-Man is like cereal without milk. And if you don't like milk in your cereal, then you got problems, my friend. Dan's saying, I want Venom with Spidey. If he could be. Like, thing is, the good thing about this No Way Out, I keep saying No Way Out, No Way Home movie, is anything's possible. They're probably hiding so much. Like, it could be scenes where Spider-Man is going through different portals and entering different movies. You could enter, like, San Francisco and see Venom moving around. It's like, who the hell's that guy? I like his suit. And then boom, he's got the Spider-Man crest. It could be something stupid like that, but so effective. It's so sad when us, the fans, have way more imagination than these film studios sometimes, but it is what it is. Venom was too hilarious for me, so I love it. They had some funny, like, it did have some funny moments, but there were scenes where Tom Hardy, when that guy was playing guitar and his neighbor, and he was like, "Arr!" That was really random, that scene. I was like, all right, calm down. You're more Venom than Venom. But I love Venom's character, his voice, like, hello, Eddie. The way I see it, we can do whatever we want. I love all that. Without the voice modulator I use, it doesn't sound like Venom at all. But yeah, I think Venom's character was fun. A parasite. Yeah, that's my impressions of Venom, everyone. I do kids parties, $10.99 an hour. Paul Tams is saying, Paul. You'll just give me some beautiful nostalgia, saying, my friend. I am very nostalgic to the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. And that version of Venom, though, so yeah, exactly. Like, that's how I first came across Venom. I think anyone who watched that cartoon came across every villain, like the Hobgoblin. Has everyone forgot about the Hobgoblin? Like the Green Goblin, Hobgoblin? Honestly, that dude. There's what's that? Chameleon as well. Chameleon's a great Craven the Hunter. Like, I thought he was going to be in one Spider-Man film eventually. Who knows? Like, there's so many villains that they could have. I just want to see the Sinister Six. Like, Spider-Man lands in one city, boom, there's the Sinister Six. I'd love to see that. Eric saying characters in the Fox X-Men franchise, they're great. That cartoon is so well made, and everyone says, yeah, but the animation, like the Spider-Man cartoon where it had like 3D buildings, it's very dated, but the stories, I watch that now. I watched that over some TV shows. Those cartoons, but the X-Men one was so good. Again, they introduced me to everything. Phoenix. When I watched X-Men 2, I knew what the Phoenix was because of the cartoons. I know who all these superheroes was because of the cartoons. So those cartoons were so accurate to the comics. They were better than reading the comics or any encyclopedia because you learn and watch as you go. But you don't get many good like superhero cartoons these days, apart from films and like DC and Marvel. Like What If at the moment, haven't watched that yet, but yeah, they don't make the cartoons like they used to. Dan saying, I love that his last name is Webb and he made Spider-Man movies. Yeah, that was so good, but that was probably the best thing he done. The film just didn't. Oh, I don't know. It was trying to be like very down. Like Dark Knight came out, it was trying to be very gritty, down. The tone was dark, but he was so good, and Gwen Stacy was so good, and I like Reese Ifans as the Lizard, but Lizard didn't look too good. Best Marvel, a Stanley Marvel cameo in that film too, but the film didn't have that feel that the Raimi ones did, and they kind of don't have what the Holland ones have. But the suits, like the guys are saying, were really good. I'm not too keen on the first one. Second one was good, but Holland would have been better in the second suit. Pardon me. Paul Times is saying, beat me to it, Dan. No violence, please. No violence in the halls. Okay, don't worry, Dan. I know you met my friend. Lol. LOL. Paul Towns is saying Keaton should play every villain in every movie after seeing the car scene in Homecoming. Yeah, like that was like some Reservoir Dogs crap, wasn't it? That was like stuck in the middle with you, just cut Spider-Man's ear off. He was devious in that film. Dan is also agreeing. See, this was a good thing about the stream, guys. We're all on the same page. Might have different opinions, especially when it comes to Venom, but we all know what's what and what we want. What am I looking at right now? Dan, are you just straight up trolling me right now? Dark Phoenix and X-Men 3 are your favorites. Oh, yeah, I'm turning to the PG just then. Ah. you evil man. Okay, he almost got me there. Man of Movies' best X-Men film is oh my god. That first scene in Days of Future Past made my mouth drop to the floor. That scene where they're fighting, what they call the robots. I could check on Google, but I'm not going to. What they call the robots that are hunting them all down. I forget the name of them. I should know. But that scene where they're going through the portal and they're double teaming and they're throwing people through the portals and they're going up and down just to gain momentum and bang and Iceman. Oh, it's so good. That's them scenes set in the future were amazing. Like I love all that. We need more X-Men films like that with that kind of imaginative action instead of what we got in like X-Men 3 and Dark Phoenix, and not good. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Oh, that was awful. Awful. Hey, Geek Legion of Doom. Great guy. Check out his channel as well. Love all his stuff. I haven't seen your Jurassic Hunt, Dan. You know, of Jurassic Park. He does really niche horror films that are based on popular films. He's got Jurassic Hunt. And I'm watching that today later on, funny enough. I was watching it at lunch, but I was hungry. But he's saying, I'm calling the post-credit scene already. Ooh. Yeah. They could do like they did in the Spider-Man 4 trailer for the game. The last scene in that trailer was you saw some kids looking at Spider-Man, and then you heard, "Come on, Miles!" And Miles turned around and then ran away. That's exactly how they could do it. Just carbon. Most films should just copy the games and the cartoons or the animated movies because they do it right. They're giving you the stuff. They're just not using it because they've got their own agendas and they want to what's the word? Subvert your expectations by doing something different. It's like, no, just give us what we want. Dark Phoenix is rough, but I don't think X-Men 3 is bad. X-Men 3 isn't bad, it's just bland. It's boring, they make stupid decisions. Let's just make Rogue, who is a terrible rogue, lose her powers, Mystique lose her powers. Let's have Magneto lose his powers. Let's make Juggernaut this absolutely stupid character. Let's make this cure for X-Men. Let's make Angel a generic. There's so many things wrong in that film. The San Francisco bridge scene was good. And it killed Cyclops like a chump. No, you're wrong, Eric. X-Men 3 is bad. And the young version of Xavier and Magneto, my God, before the technology came along to make someone look young, it looked awful. But killing off Cyclops like a chump, I hate that movie from that onwards because I thought Cyclops he didn't get service in any of the films, but that was just a cherry on the cake for his character. Why does my thing keep on scrolling down? Oh, here we go. I've got loads of messages. It doesn't look like I have loads of comments, and then all of a sudden, bathroom breaks. That's what happens. Bathroom breaks, and you get done. Flora? I can't believe you're not butter. Florentina is saying, I can't even think about Days of Future Past of getting flashbacks from a bad date that I had watching in the cinema. Oh my god, I could tell you all about a story of a bad date I had in the cinema and you would not believe it. It's one of my most famous dating stories of all time. And it's horrendous on every single level. But so if you want to hear it one day, I'll do it on a different stream. I've got so many stories. Like I'm really not famous for people I know. But anyone that knows me in real life, when I meet them, they hear about my stories and they're like, yeah, this guy he's exaggerating. Then they come out with me sometimes or they go out on a night out with me. These things happen with me, with them present, and they're like, oh my god, you're cursed. I have so many bad things happen to me in life. It's ridiculous. I'm jinxed. But yeah, I had a really bad date too. So I'm sorry that film was ruined for you. My one was Blood Diamond, believe it or not, with Leonardo DiCaprio. That's long ago that was. Days of Future Past is bellissimo. It's an amazing film, Paul. Yeah, spill the beans, spill the beans. Fly, now you mentioned it. Yeah, what is the story? Like, just give a little brief. What happened? Even do a little like Florentina's short stories. My first, like early learning, like my first bad date, my first this, my first that, my first cinema experience went bad. And we want to hear your story, Flo. We want to hear the story. Oh man, that sucks, Florentina. Yeah, bad dates do suck. They do. I'm just going to press the little down button because it's safer than using the scroll button on the mouse. And hello, everyone who stuck around from the beginning to the end. Hope you're having a good time. I hope I'm not speaking too fast. I'm just very excitable when around good people, even in digital form, and I can't really see them, but I can read what they're saying. So, I think my coffee didn't go all the way down. It kind of stopped on my throat and was like hanging on for dear life, like Jack in Titanic. I think my favorite sorry, Dan. Why am I reading the tiny part when I've got the big part right in front of me? I think my favorite is X2 or Days of Future Past. I actually don't dislike X-Men 3. They're not bad, Dan. They're just underwhelming and they're stupid. And it was the same writer for X-Men 3 and Dark Phoenix. Like, talk about if you do something wrong the first time, don't do it again. What were they thinking? But I think First Class doesn't get enough credit. Great soundtrack, the best soundtrack. Days of Future Past had a great soundtrack too. But I think First Class was really, really good. Now it was ashamed to see Bryan Singer take the reins again because I'd like to have seen. Was it Matt Reeves? He directed the first X-Men First Class. I think it was, and then he went on to Planet of the Apes around about the same time. I think it was Matt Reeves. I could check on Google, but you guys can tell me. Let's see. Oh, and Logan. I've only seen that film once, and I can remember everything about that film too. What a film Logan is. Poor Patrick Stewart. What a way to go out. Eric is saying X2, Days of Future Past, and Logan on my faves. My faves. Yeah, they're solid films. Again, First Class and the first X-Men's good as well. Set it all off, but yeah, X2, Days of Future Past, Logan, and First Class are my favorites as well. Dan, you did literally. It popped on my head. I saw your comment. We're on the same page, my friend. The Upside Down. I know, but I don't count. What? No, we're not on the same page. I don't count Deadpool in mine, like I would guess for the Deadpool. But Deadpool is part of the mutant universe. It is part of the X-Men universe, kind of like Spider-Man. It's part of the MCU, but not part of the main Avengers. Deadpool is like part of the X-Men universe, but not part of the X-Men. So you can count it in the same thing, but like you said, you would do a Spider-Man ranking on its own and not maybe include it with the Marvel films, or would you? Would you actually include the Spider-Man films in a ranking of the MCU films? That's a tough one. But I love Deadpool. Like, I don't think anyone can see it. I was about to turn my laptop, but I'm using a camera here. But I've got like a painting of Deadpool. I got it from Instagram. A guy did an amazing picture of it. He made 50 of them, and I bought one. And it's amazing, literally from the first film. I'll take a picture of it one day, and I could turn the camera, but I don't want to. Let's see. Florentina is saying, it's too long of a story, aren't they all? But I'll save it for another time. Juicy gossip. Paul Tam is saying, I've got a very fond memory of watching the first X-Men movie in the cinema, and it blew my mind. Now, the funny story about the X-Men 1 film, Paul is, and everyone else, was I was staying in Southend at the time, and it came out on the weekend I was down there, and I so wanted to see it because I like again Spider-Man 1, X-Men came out at the same time, just as I was still watching the X-Men cartoons and the Spider-Man cartoons, so I was hyped. I didn't get a chance to see it down in Southend. My mum gave me £20 to spend on like the arcades and go to the video games and do this. And I went out and saw Spider-Man 2 posters, believe it or not. And I spent like £20 on different posters. I got like, I think they took advantage of me because I was like 16. But I remember it was my mum's birthday or Mother's Day. It was March or April, I can't remember. And it came out on videotape. That's how long ago this was. And there was Final Destination 1, which my mum went to the cinema to see and loved, which was a great film. One of my favorite horror franchise, by the way, Final Destination. And then there was X-Men 1. Final Destination 1, which my mum's seen. X-Men 1, which my mum has no interest in seeing, but I want to see. What do I buy? What do you think I bought for my mum for her birthday? I bought her X-Men. And she was like, thanks. And she called me out on it straight away. You literally just bought this for yourself, didn't you? And I was like, I didn't say anything, but I was thinking, crap. I thought I'd go away that one. But yeah, very guilty story. But I wanted to see it, right? But it was great film, great little film. But Mystique in that film was amazing. Eric saying, but X-Men, you know, again, yeah, you know what I mean? Like everyone forget, ironically, they're the first film that started off the franchise for the new, like the X-Men 1 started off the X-Men. First Class set off the soft reboot, different timeline X-Men verse. So they're like very underrated because they had to start it off, and if they weren't successful, there wouldn't have been any more. So yeah, Eric, massively agree there. Paul Tabs is saying, "Oh man, live action Spider-Gwen will be." Are we related, Paul? Like I know me and John are like cousins, or somehow like 60 degrees of separation. I know that with John, but I see you at the barbecue, I see you at the cookout on the weekend, John and Angel. I see you on the weekend. But with Paul, me and you, mate, we're singing from the same hemisphere. We were in the same choir singing the Spider-Man thing. But yeah, Spider-Gwen, Emma Stone as Spider-Gwen and look at her costumes in Cruella. Now imagine the costume designer from Cruella making the Spider-Gwen outfit for Gwen Stacy. It's just come on. Told you, us fans do it better than the actual studios. Tom Holland is my favorite, but Raimi's Spider-Man 2, you know, Dan, there's no wrong answer, by the way, guys. Whatever you like, there is no wrong. If you like Garfield the most, I disagree. But if you think he's better than Holland or Maguire, that's cool. There's no wrong answer in this stream. But I can see what Dan's saying because it's a generational thing, I think. Holland's more like the ultimate Spider-Man. I like my old school Spider-Man. And I think same with Fear Street. It's very funny that a lot of people are like Holland more, like Fear Street Part 1. And a lot of people that like Part 2 prefer Spider-Man 2 more. And I think it's like not a generational thing, but I think it's more of what we grew up with as we're younger. So I could go into more detail about it, but it's very funny that there's a lot of similarities with different generations when it comes to what characters like more, what film they like more, even if they're in the same franchise like Fear Street was. But yeah, Spider-Man Holland is great. As Ultimate Spider-Man, he's perfect. Tobey Maguire couldn't be the Ultimate Spider-Man. He hasn't got that energy. Tom Holland has, but then Holland couldn't be their OG Spider-Man from the comics because Maguire has nailed that. It's no different stories. Like you can pick up a different comic book with a different Batman story, with a different iteration of Batman, and they're all good. Same with the Spider-Man movies. Just take them as they are. Just different stories you can watch for whatever movie you're in. But I just wish the Holland movies were more contained with less interaction with the MCU because, yeah, like some people might think, can I watch these films without watching the Avengers? Yes, but some people might be put off on doing that, whereas the Maguire ones are just more self-contained. Chronicle! There you go, Eric. Chronicle. I thought Chronicle was pretty good, you know, like the flying scenes. I think it came out just before Man of Steel 1, and the flying scenes are what inspired, I think, what made them, like, I think they used the same technology for Man of Steel 1, because the flying scenes were so good. Like, the best flying scenes I'd seen ever, up to that point, looked so cool. Like you could feel the weight of them in the sky as they were falling. Really, really good. I didn't like the ending. You know, I like the kid who's playing Green Goblin. I liked him being bad, but Yeah, I like sometimes I like the bad people to win, and that was a thing that a bad person should have won. But it is what it is. Xanthi's still in the game. She is saying X-Men First Class is all I have to say. There you go. You see, that film is great. Like that knife scene again with Magneto. Throw the knife, kill him, put it back in your hand. Where's this dude? Blah blah blah. It's an amazing film. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I loved Kevin Bacon in it. And what's her face? I got to adjust my fringe once more. What's the girl that played the Frozen girl? She was cool. The one that was in oh my god, how could I forget? She was in American Pie 3, and she was in that TV show that I've forgotten. Oh my god, I suck. I should remember that. The Upside Down, I liked Chronicle, but I have to watch it again. I haven't Dan. I've watched it once. That was the year it came out, and I watched it on. I think it was on Film 4 when it came out, or someone gave it to me on DVD to watch. I haven't watched it since the year it came out, but I did enjoy it. But the ending was meh. Eric is saying the latest Venom 2 trailer looked like a blast to me. For real, not trolling you now, John. Anime tear down the face. The Venom trailer 2, Eric, was a bit underwhelming. The CGI looked really bad. Carnage looked amazing. They kind of showed the meeting between Venom and Carnage in the film. And if you watch that trailer again, they have the trailer music, and then they actually showed the scene where Venom transforms to attack Carnage, but they used the music from the film in the trailer, and it's very jarring. Watch it again, and you know what I mean. When it gets to the scene where Venom and Carnage meet, the music changes because it's the music from the film, and it sounds kind of like really not good. Eric is saying, I don't think I've ever platinum trophies, but I got all of it. I got all of the trophies, and come on, that's how you get the platinum trophy. That took me ages, but I had to YouTube it, man, or Google it. You can't do it on your own. Anyone in life that plays the Batman games and goes, oh, I played all the Batman games, I did all the Riddler trophies about any help at all, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. I'm not saying it can't be done, but you're lying. The Arkham games are 3 of the best games ever made, and they're making a Suicide Squad, aren't they? Movie where they're fighting the Justice League, or something. The best games ever made, in my honest opinion, and also some of the best Batman stories told. Yes, Paul. Again, this is what annoys me. The film studios that have such good source material, just copy it. No one's going to be mad. Do you think, like, if you took 100% of the world's population, how many people have played the Arkham games in that percentage? 1? If you're talking about the whole population of the world, 2? Like, I know you're probably thinking, no, it's way more than that. I'm talking about every single person on the planet has played the game. 2%. Even less, possibly 1% of the world's population have played that game. That means 99% of the world haven't seen these stories before. Put them on the screen. Like, they're so good. Eric is saying, I agree 100%, Paul. Smiley face. Oh, a name drop. Yeah. Paul's like, I can ascend now. I'm having a really good time, by the way, guys. Like this, I didn't expect anything from this, but the comments that have come in and all the chit chat we've had, I really enjoyed it so far. Like it's we're now at 50 minutes. Let me know if you want me to go on longer, because I can. I could probably go until another 40 minutes, but I may need another coffee. And my hat is doing a crazy thing. I look like the guy from next Friday. Hey, Chica, you know what I mean? I look like that guy. But yeah, I'll get my spot the exact Superman fringe. I'm gonna keep it as it is. Name drop, that made me laugh. Man of Movies, can I just say to all my mutual subscribers, I am so behind in commenting, but I've seen most of your vids, but my vacation last week ruined my scheduling concerning YouTube. John, that is, for me, is like anyone who's, I think most people here talking to me, we have a YouTube channel. That is the hardest part for me, because I have, like, my job is very much staring at a screen all day, and because I'm in recruitment. Fun job, but I'm in recruitment and I'm staring at a screen all day. I'm replying to emails all day. I'm sending text messages out all day. I'm on the phone all day. So when I watch people's videos, I'm literally like messaged out, because I just been doing it all day. So I watch people's videos, like I watched John's, Paul's, everyone basically here. I watched your videos, and then I'd be like, oh my god, I don't think I left a comment, and that's because I've either forgotten, or I'm watching a video like at work when I've got a quiet moment and it gets really busy again, I'm gonna hide this fringe thing. It's annoying me. But yeah, John, like, don't apologize, man, because I'm behind on commenting. I'm behind on videos. Life kicks in, like you go on trips with your other half, your family. That's what happens, we all understand. But you got 2 days, right? 2 days to comment on everyone's videos. That's all we're giving you. I'll play down. Here comes Eric's comment about The Rock being Bond. Oh my. Back to and yeah, like The Rock will be Bond. If The Rock is Bond, by the way, that'd be. I was joking. Please don't let that happen. Dragon Movie Guy, hello, my friend. Welcome to the party. Welcome. I love this trailer. The trailer was amazing, wasn't it? It was I spotted so many little things. Like I think I spotted Daredevil, hints to Mephisto. Like, why can't I just put Mephisto in this film? Oh, in anything. Like, they've hinted at it so many times in Loki and this. Like, one of the Spider-Man stories is again like this. I think after Civil War, where he comes out as being Spider-Man, but then Aunt May gets killed and his life gets ruined. And I think he's married to Mary Jane, and his life's terrible. And he goes to Doctor Strange, and they go through the different timelines, and he meets all the different versions of himself, and he fights all the different villains from different universes, and then they tell him it can't be done. And then he goes to Mephisto, who ends up fixing it for him, but at the cost of losing Mary Jane. So I think it's what that film is going for, because I think he will go back to his normal life, but everyone will forget who he was. But that'd be dumb, because if they are going to end the MC, if they are going to end this as Holland's film as Spider-Man, why would they undo everything we've seen over the last 3 films? It almost seems counterproductive, but we will see. But there's so many things in this trailer that were very intriguing when you watch it a few more times. I haven't watched anyone's streams. Like, I know my dude John, Jason, Dan done a live stream. I haven't watched it yet because I don't want to pretend these are my ideas or watch anyone else's reaction videos or theories. Because I think a lot of people have seen the leaks and read the plot details, so they're just going to try and make out their ideas. But for me, I'm just guessing at this point. Oh my god. FDT, my dude Anthony. So we've got Dan, we've got John, and then we got Anthony, my dude from the Cinema Squad here. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the party, pal. I'm really low on coffee and I really need one, but I don't want to leave you guys alone. But then, because you might all disappear and think I've gone or just like died and just fallen off the screen. But what is my dude saying? He's saying, Joe, if you're an insect, which insect? I'd be the carrot fly. Okay, it's a very rare fly found in Guyana in South America. The carrot fly. It camouflages with your groceries and then bites you when you least expect it, especially when you're making soup. Which spider villain would you love to see that you have not seen on the big screen yet? That is an excellent question. Venom's an easy one, but we've spoken about that already. So Venom, I'd love to see a Spider-Man. Scorpion would be great, because like a villain is created to kill a Spider-Man by J. Jonah Jameson. That's pretty cool. And you can find out why J. Jonah Jameson hates Spider-Man so much, because in the comics, I think his wife got shot by a masked assailant, so he hates anyone in masks. So when he finds out there's a creature that could hunt Spider-Man, he goes for it. Black Cat would be cool. Have a Catwoman version for Spider-Man. That'd be pretty fun. I don't want to see Kraven the Hunter. I don't even think Kraven the Hunter was a good villain in the cartoon or the comics. Like, oh, he's being hunted. Oh wow, that's terrifying. Like, it's a bit goofy to me. Scorpion I like, Venom I like. We've had Vulture. I'd like to see Kingpin, like in some. Because what was that guy that? I forget. He was in the wheelchair in the end. Was it Lannister or Game of Thrones? Yeah, Kingpin would be great to see in a live-action Spider-Man film. But there's so many to choose from. But the Sinister Six would be cool. But most of the villains I wanted, I got. Dr. Octavius, Green Goblin. Those are my favorites. But I would like to see Venom in there in some capacity, even though we got him in Spider-Man 3. But I'm going to go with Scorpion, because I think Scorpion would be cool. And I think the fight scenes, because they're quite nimble, would be quite interesting. But I'd like to see... There's so many in there. I could go on all day about the villains. But who I'd like to see is the Beyonder and Madam Web. I think that'd be... To see the Beyonder and Madam Web would be amazing. But the one thing I want from Spider-Man, a Spider-Man film, and from this Spider-Man film in particular, if anyone's seen the cartoon from Fox Kids, on the last, if on the last two episodes were at the Beyonder, and Spider-Man was teaming up with all different versions of himself, and he had one version of himself that had like 6 arms. So like the Man Spider, you had like Doctor Octavius Spider-Man, he had all different, you had Spider-Man from the future, all different types of Spider-Man. But there was one Spider-Man that was different from the others, and it was one that tagged along with them but did nothing. He was useless. He had no powers, no nothing, and the reason being he was an actor. In his universe, he was essentially what Tom Holland is. He's an actor. So I would love to see just a like fourth wall breaking meta wink to the camera of an actor from one of these universes who is Spider-Man, but is played by an actor. So he's literally just tagging along and he's useless, like he can't do anything. I'd just love to see a little implementation of that. They won't do it because it's a bit too like what it could. Deadpool could do something like that, but I'd love to see something that meta. That'd be so funny to me. Hey, Anthony and Brian, says Eric. Doug Ray Scott was supposed to be Wolverine, but he had scheduling conflicts. Scheduling conflicts. Don't tell me he gave up Wolverine being Mission Impossible 2. And the studio, yeah, like some things are meant to be. Like Ryan Reynolds reading the comic book, seeing his picture inside, and thinking that was a sign for him to do that. Some things are just written in the stars. Hey, Eric and everyone, says Anthony, gentleman and a scholar, as always. The Rock being Bond. What are y'all talking about, Dan? Laugh my ass off. Lamal. Yeah, I think I said earlier, like, who could play Bond, and I said The Rock could play Bond. I was joking, but don't will it into existence, Eric, please. Doug Ray was totally underused on Batwoman. That's where he was from. I knew I recognized him from. He's been in so many films, but he's such a good actor. But he's been in all these weird little roles. Wait, was it Batwoman? No, I'm thinking of Catwoman. I'm thinking of that guy that was in who was that actor that was in Catwoman with Sharon Stone, the dude that was partnered with her. No, I was thinking of Catwoman. I was thinking of somebody else. So John's saying another bathroom break. You know me, guys. Like, how many live streams have you done, which I've slid under the table to escape while you distract everyone? But I can't do that here because it's just me. Another bathroom break. So, how long have you guys known Joe? Joe just said that. I haven't seen any of the CW shows, Brian. I've seen season 1 and 2 of The Flash, season 1 to 3 of Green Arrow, and that was it because they were just going in a direction that I found stupid. The first season of Arrow was great, really violent, and then it went a bit PG for me. Still violent, but like Deathstroke was really cool. Love Deathstroke. In The Flash, I was so happy to see Gorilla Grodd. I was really excited about that. But then it went a bit goofy and a bit stupid. And my favorite CW show of all time is Smallville with my dude Tom Welling and Lana Lang. Lana Lang. She was like everyone's crush at school back in the day. Crazy what happened with Chloe, that actress that played Chloe Sullivan. My God. If you know what happened to her in real life, what a dark turn her life took. Dan saying, just met him now. Me and Dan were just instant connection. How was your vacay, Jonathan? See? Brian's being very... See? Someone asked, say your vacation was... Nice guy. Oh, dang. Did he? Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, Eric. You must have missed him. I was just being silly. Almost at the end of the comments. It was awesome. DMG. I loved it. Yeah, man. Like, that was one thing, John. Like, during the live stream, I had such a good time, but your presence was missed, my friend. Like, I was saying dumb stuff, and obviously, I think whenever I see something stupid and it goes under the radar, I always like look down to the bottom left or wherever you are on the camera, and I'm like, and I just see a little smile, and I'm like, John knows what I'm. John picked up on this stupid. I needed that reassurance, but I didn't get it. But moving on. Okay. Oh no, John's saying, okay, I'm getting out of work now and I will be driving. So, John, am I in your car? Are you on Bluetooth? Am I surround? God, I bet you're gonna get pulled over because they probably think you got some drunk guy in your boot talking randomness. But yeah, John's finished work. Drive safe, John. Drive safe. Eric saying, I mean, like I feel like whoever they that was such like a mean girl as Regina George. I mean, like I feel like whoever they pick needs to be British at least. Who knows, my friend? You know, like who knows? They could cast an American to be an English actor like Doctor Strange. You know, Benedict Cumberbatch is I think yeah, like Tom Holland. Isn't it funny? Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland were English. They played Spider Man, and Eric Banner. Eric Banner, what's his name? I've gone mad. Who played Batman in Dark Knight? Oh my, Christian Bale. He was English. Isn't it funny how many superheroes like play American roles in superhero films? It's crazy. You can tell my coffee is waning because my mind just going can't connect dots anymore. Hi Dan. I see the chivalry in this room is just astounding me. Hey, says Dan in his nonchalant way. Flo's saying, yeah, we don't need any more bad English accents in these big blockbuster films. It's so painful. Like Florentina, can you please tell me what you call a terrible example of a bad English accent? Like for me, like Jason Statham does a terrible American accent. Like even in his earlier films, awful. Hasn't got any better now. He sounds like a Londoner who's moved to America and he just picked up the accent as opposed to someone who's born and raised in America. But maybe that was his angle. Maybe that was his character being from London. Who knows? But yeah, there's some terrible people that do English accents. Awful. Cinecrisis. I'm with you on the first Suicide Squad. Seeing some people like it, some people don't. Me and Cinecrisis like it because we take it for what it is. And that first trailer with I started a joke was so good. Got me hyped up. They just screwed it up as a villain. Had they just based it more on Assault on Arkham, the Batman animated film, and even though Batman's not really in it, would have been perfect. But the whole Enchantress, brother lumbering, not really memorable villain, a big circle thing in the sky sucking up technology, that was dumb. But Joker was given no direction. Harley Quinn, amazing. Deadshot, okay. I liked Boomerang. Boomerang was cool, and they killed him off in the second one. Nice one, movie. Killer Croc, he was alright, but come on. Once you played the Batman video games, Killer Croc was terrifying in the Batman games. Like, remember that bit we had to go through the sewer and react with the boomerangs? I died so many times, and then in the film, it just looks like some guy. And they won an Oscar, didn't they, Suicide Squad? But for the makeup design. But yeah, I like the first one. I think Harley Quinn was the best she's been in the first one, and they just watered her down, or they haven't utilized her, or Margot Robbie just forgotten what it's like to be that character. Maybe she just thought she could go in and do an impression of Harley Quinn, whereas in the first one, I think she threw herself into it more. Just my opinion. Dragon movie guy, the character of Venom is way overrated. Love, it's not overrated. It's just not been done properly. Like I think, in the third Spider-Man film, they were in the park, Central Park, chilling out on a spider web, and a meteorite happened to land next to them, latch onto Peter Parker's motorbike or moped, go home with him, and just chill out. The symbiote, the one that like literally would attack you like the face huggers from Alien at every chance. He just chilled out at Peter Parker's, watching a bit of Maury Povich, bit of Ghost Hunters, just chilling out at Peter Parker's house, and then just for what, screw it, I'm gonna attack Peter Parker now and make him dark suit Spider-Man, even though it was just a suit you could take off at any time. Oh, so stupidly done, but wasted opportunity. Like the story of J. Jonah Jameson going into space, coming back with a symbiote attached to it, attaching to him, latching on different people, them dying, finding Spider-Man, taking over him, the struggle, the personality changes, the relationships that break up, him getting the strength that he loves, but there's almost killing villains as a result. And then it latches on to Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock becomes the personification of the character he could have become. They have a fight. Like, Spider-Man meets him, epic 6-second fight, and then the third fight in the bell tower, done. That's what they had to do with Venom. But the Tom Hardy films, they kind of didn't please. Spider-Man's not in there, so kind of a wasted opportunity. And the first Venom portrayal in the third Spider-Man was like blink and you miss it. But you're saying love Tom, but Tom Hardy is great. If anyone's not seen a TV show called The Take, great TV show. But how many flicks does he have to cover up his face in? Oh yeah, because you got Bane, then you've got oh, what was it? Bane, Venom. What's the World War film? Oh my God, what's the film that Christian Bale? Well, I'm gone black now. Chris. Oh, I've gone. I'm not even drunk. I just can't think right now. Christopher Nolan. What's that for the war film that he was in? How could I forget this? But yeah, I know you're saying about Tom Hardy. His face is always covered, like Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy was a scarecrow. He's always got his face covered as well. Video tasties is saying MCU Spider-Man needs Iceman and saying, yeah, Iceman would be cool. Remember the Iceman figurine? Did everyone have that as a kid? The Iceman X-Men toy, and you put it in your freezer and it turned blue when you took it out. That was so cool. Yes, Spider-Man and his amazing. Oh my God. You know what? Like when you said Iceman, I was thinking Iceman from the X-Men, right? But yeah, I remember that cartoon, Spider-Man and Friends. Oh my God, the 70s, crazy time. Dragon Movie Guide. This is a fun live stream. Well, hey, I'm glad you're liking it. I'm on my own. Like this is my strong hand. Oh. So at the start of this, I was like, okay, I'm on my own. Never done this before on my own. How am I going to do this on my own? I feel like Gizmo, you know, in Gremlins when he's hiding inside the bicycle helmet. I was like this at the start, but now I'm like, hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. But I'm glad you're having fun. Oh my, Danny, you guys are crazy. Now, the girl in the movie, like such a nice person. Like got to know her like a lot of people from YouTube, but especially Danny early on with her other half Tony. They got a great channel, so Sinister Arts and Movies. Go on a movie, nice people, great Instagram content, and great YouTube content. So make sure you connect with them when you can. Danny and Tony do a lot of hot sauce challenges with a guy called Ricky from Old AF Reviewers, another good friend of mine, and him and Carl from Carlini 9. You may have heard of if you haven't, just check them out. They've done a live stream today with a hot sauce challenge. I caught the first two, and you guys are crazy. I felt your pain because when I've done my hot sauce challenges, horrendous, almost killed me off. So you guys, I'm surprised you're even how's Tony doing now? I know you're right with the hot sauce, Tony, but it's Tony I'm worried about. Oh my God, talk of the devil. That's so funny that you literally just jumped in next. That's the thing with the comments. I never fly down. I just literally take it as they come. It makes it more fun for me. Tony again, great artist as well. Love. He doesn't do so much on YouTube at the moment, but he done the hot sauce challenge today. So go on that channel now, connect with Tony, Cole, and Ricky because they're really nice people. But they do these hot sauce challenges, which crack me up. And he does great stuff on Mafia too. I'm doing shout outs now. Feel free to join in. I'll shout you out. But again, Tony, man, I watched It's in Your Eyes. Like when I watched the first two today, just before I think he started about 7:15, and he banged back 2 hot sauces, all of you, in that time frame. And even when I was starting this, I think 2 seconds to go, I had your video going. I was thinking, if anyone joins this, the first thing they're going to hear is screaming and whining in the background. So I had to mute your video, so I'm going to watch the rest later. But really, really funny. But I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're alive. Dark Phoenix was a troll. Dark Phoenix was awful. Like, how could they? Matthew Vaughn, that's who it was. Matthew Vaughn, thank you. That's who it was. I always think Matt Reeves and Matthew Vaughn. That's why I got confused. But yeah, Dark Phoenix. Talk about striking lightning on your balls like twice. That's painful. Okay, that's what that analogy was meant to be. Painful, but I used that reference. I don't know why. But Matthew on First Class was First Class. That was a great film. Sneak Crisis. I remember I actually fell asleep. Oh my God. You know what? I can't think of. I think I fell asleep during one film in my life, and that was. I'm trying to think if I fall asleep at the cinema. It depends how tired I am. Because I think Conjuring 3, believe it or not, I was getting quite tired during that film. I was quite tired watching it anyway, but it was quite boring too at the same time. It was really scary. I mean, if you're falling asleep during a horror film, you know you're in trouble. But there's so many Shudder films I've watched that put me to sleep. But yeah, Dark Phoenix, I do not blame you. There are some. I think Elektra is that put me to sleep. Remember Elektra, the sequel to Daredevil? That was awful. The cartoon of the cartoon of Garfield would have been better than Andrew Garfield. I would have taken Garfield as Spider-Man. You like Spider Pig, but Spider Garfield. That's the dream. Just like a little Spider-Man mask rolled up as he eating lasagna. Oh my god! And you can have Brody as like Miles Morales, but Brody Morales. How great would that be? Garfield. I'm just getting ahead of myself. Way and next in the room is hi Geeky Hijinks review. She winds fairly new, but she's just gonna overtake everyone and just blow up into the 10,000s. Great channel, great animations. I'm very jealous of you, by the way, because I love animation. I went to college to study animation, if no one knew. And I used to make these random ass cartoons and animations, which I lost. My hard drive got corrupted. I lost everything I ever done at college, which has guided me. So this girl's come along, and I'm like, I want to get back into animation now because she does like films. She watches films with her friend, but she animates watching it, and they watch clips of it, and then she animates scenes. She animates what she thinks of the film after the film, but in her own way. It's really funny. She's done Lord of the Rings, done RoboCop. I think she said to me today that is it? Oh my god, is it Monster House or Monster House? I think you said. I can't remember now, but she's great, and she's done a little picture of us as a cinema squad yesterday on Instagram. So go on her Instagram account, check her out, check out the picture she done, and it's a picture of me, which I don't know how you done because did you just like she made me vanish from my own background and put a cartoon version of me here, but it was great. So hello. Okay. Everything I just said about you, I take back. So, what did you think about Sam Raimi's web shooter being organic? I know what my friends thought about it, and let's just say, you can imagine the comments teenagers would have said at the time. But I was like, no, I get it. But yeah, I didn't actually clock on. I didn't actually realize what coming out of him, like self-replicating spider webs. But I guess if you think about it, with No Way Home, these are different timelines. Obviously, they didn't know about that at the time, but you can kind of look at it now and thinking, oh, this is an Ultimate Spider-Man where the web comes out of him. But yeah, like it adds more suspense to the character knowing he's got web cartridges. Because remember, like in the cartoons or in the films, if he goes underwater and he tries and does it, it's not waterproof, so he's screwed. Or if he runs out and he's got one left in that arm and not one, and some they've all run out in this arm, and he's got a swing with one arm, but it adds more suspense knowing, and it also obviously the kind of different webs you can get. So he has webs that can pass electricity, different kind of moves. So yeah, that didn't bother me too much, but I think the capsules add a bit more suspense. And I like seeing the little montage of him making them and how he makes them. Flo is saying, honestly, I feel them. I am so behind people's stuff, and so basically, if anyone's just caught up, we're saying that you watch someone's videos, there's so much good content out there, but really, the time you got in your own day to watch your own stuff, review it, edit it, put it out there, watch everyone else's work, family, friends, bad dates and stuff in the cinema. How could replying to everyone's comments is so I fall back behind, and not just people's videos. My comments. I went through my comments a few days ago, and I thought I'm not too far behind. 3 weeks. I was behind 3 weeks, and I was like, oh my god, I suck. But I made my mornings now. I have my little bowl of cereal. I've run out of cereal now. I went to the shops and I forgot to buy cereal. But yeah, I went to the shops, bought some cereal, and I do that in the morning. I got the idea from a rapper called Tom McDonald. I don't know if anyone knows him. He's a really good rapper. I love all his music. And he says in the morning is his favorite part of the day. He gets his cereal and he goes through his social media. And I thought, you know what? That's going to be what I do in the morning. So I wake up, cup of tea, bowl of cereal, no cereal, sad panda. And I'm going to go from my phone in the morning and get back to everyone's comments. So yeah, since I've been doing that, I've been on top of things apart from this morning because lions. But yeah, I do agree. 100 videos, my God. Eric Forbes. By the way, guys, whoever's here, whoever's in the chat, whoever's on the live stream, hello, welcome to the party. I can't believe the time, but I'm having such a good time. It's 2 hours and 16 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna go on for a bit longer. Once it starts to wind down, if I catch up on comments, that's when I'll kind of wind it down. But feel free to ask me anything about Spider-Man, movies in general, anything. But we have a nice little flow going on at the moment. No pun intended, Flo and Tina. So Eric is saying, I need to peace out, guys. Great. Open my mouth and Eric goes. Nice one. Eric, I need to peace out now, guys. Been great talking with you, Joe, and everyone in the chat. Eric, been the same, my friend. I love it when you're in the comments. You are such good questions. You're laugh to be with. But yeah, I love the energy you bring to the chats. You're a great guy. And he's in a Cinema Squad episode 2 weeks ago. I wasn't there, unfortunately, because I was. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I went to London that day. So I missed that one. But Eric, me and you one day, my friend, we will talk movies more in detail. And I'll do one if anyone's enjoying these live streams, I don't mind doing them every now and then because I actually really enjoyed this. Although toilet breaks need to be planned and coffee, and I need like one of these little glass coffee jugs that I can just pour coffee in, like they do in America. And so, why does America have cool stuff? They have the orange juicer machines, and they have the coffee jugs, and it looks so cool. And over here in England, I've got a kettle filled with lime scale and like 4 pound coffee granules. But first world problems. But Eric is gone. See you Eric. Catch you later, my friend. Cinecrisis is saying, read. I like, you know what? Where's my book of destiny, guys? My book of destiny. And I have no pen. No pen. Oh my God, look at this. Magic. I'm going to write that down. Read. Why am I writing the whole comment down? Craven's Last Hunt. I'm always up for a bit of education, my friend. Always up for a bit of education. Smiley face, and you can see the smiley face. So I will check that out, because I've mainly based on the cartoons, but then he's got that goofy costume on, and in the video games it looks the same. So yeah, not really done it for me. Oh, what a legend you are. My God, Alistair Smythe. How have we not seen these characters yet? Kingpin, Alistair Smythe. They should all be in the movies already. Like, I just want to see my Fox 90s Keek like TV show on the screen. That's what I want. I'm a simple man. Just give me the cartoon, put it on the screen in live action form. Alistair Smythe. Just hearing that name brings me back to being a kid. Love that. Thank you so much for doing the research. Oh my giddy aunt. So we've had John, who's driving right now. So John can't type, but I don't know if he can hear me right. Why am I waving? Like I'm a little borrower of Tom Thumb in his glove compartment. And John's somewhere listening to me, I hope, or maybe not. Maybe I'll catch him later. Got Dan in the room somewhere, but maybe Dan's asleep. He's been very quiet. I think Dan's out there as Dan Wick avenging some dog. Anthony's probably in and out. But now, my dude Sean, the fourth member of Cinema Squad, is in the room. Sean, great friend of mine. Like everyone here is a great friend of mine. Sean, like Danny and Tony and Ricky from Old F Reviews, we got chatting from like 12 subs o'clock. Had 12 subs. Met Sean, been friends ever since, and they were part of the Cinema Squad. And everyone else, like Danny, Ricky, and Tony, we met me when I was about 30 subs, 25. So, yeah, it feels mad when you make a YouTube channel. I joined December. My first review was The Queen's Gambit, favorite TV show of all time, potentially. I love that TV show, like Goosebumps City. My first review was that. And when I'm actually going to do a 1-year anniversary stream, which my girlfriend's going to be part of, which will be fun. And I will have pizza and stuff, have a few drinks. I'm just going to show a few videos. I did a few practice videos of me saying hello and goodbye and stuff like that and stupidness, but I'll probably just show and my first ever reactions, which were taken down because I was embarrassed to put them up, which was for the Captain Winter Soldier and What If. I took them off because I was like, ooh, I was so nervous. So yeah, I'll probably do that. But Sean, hello, my friend. Thank you so much for checking in. Thank you, Windows Update. And emails. Why do emails come in at the wrong time? Oh man. All right, I get it. Updates. I suck. So Paul's saying, gonna have to dip out now, but really enjoyed the stream and talking all things Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, man. Literally, when I'm talking about something I really am passionate about, it brings out the best of me. If I was to talk about Eternals right now, I'll be singing 90s hits from the Eternals. Da da da. That was one of their songs, by the way, if no one guessed. But yeah, take it easy, Joe, and everyone else in the chat. We are. See, YouTube family is the one. Best thing about YouTube is the community. It's almost like being part of the MCU because you have your own standalone films, your channels, and you have your collaborations, which are the Avengers. So yeah, everyone on YouTube is great. I've just seen a glimpse of this message. Chloe and the Wall of Weird. She should be on the Wall of Weird. My God, that woman is honestly, I can't believe what happened to what was there something Mac? Was it Alex Mack or Alison Mack, wouldn't it? Who played Chloe from Smallville. Check out the HBO show, The Vow. Funny thing is, no one said their system. I'm going to check that out. Again, The Vow. Research to make me a better person. Okay, let's see. Almost near the bottom. Oh, we are. Oh. When you think you're at the bottom, more messages pop in. And I appreciate all your comments there, by the way. I didn't think I was going to be as active comments-wise. Tonight, I just thought I'd have like maybe one in here, me just talking at the camera. That was my fear, me just talking to the camera about Spider-Man, which I'd have happily done. But since the moment this stream started until now, I've had nothing but comments. So I've loved this. So thank you so much. Classic example of bad English accents. Oh my God. You know, my mum's uncle was in this, but I'll talk about it in a second. So classic example of English bad accents is Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins doing a Cockney accent. And now because of him, everyone thinks everyone in London speaks like that. And I think a lot of American actors learn it from, just what I said. A lot of people think, hello there, I'm Mary Poppins. That's not how we speak in London. London's so diverse, like we have different. I'm from London. I was born in London. I sound like I'm from New Zealand. All right. But there's such diverse accents in London. Like if you live like 5 minutes that way and 5 minutes, it's weird, because America or anywhere in the world, their countries like make England seem like peanuts. Like America, Texas is bigger than England. But yeah, if you go 5 minutes up North London or 5 minutes down to South London, the accent changes. It makes no sense. Whereas in America, you have to go far away into a different state for the accent to eventually change. In London, you just change your postcode and they're talking completely different. It's hilarious. But exactly what Florentina said, Paul Horter in Cruella. Oh my God, yeah. That dude, you know what? I want to see if that's, if that's what I'm thinking of, Florentina. I'm literally off stream now. I'm trying to. If this is who I think of, I would literally buy you cookies for the rest of your life. I don't know why cookies. It's just the first thing that came to my mind. Let's just see. Paul, how do you spell his name? Sorry, guys, I'm doing some much needed. Oh, no wonder I spelled his name wrong. Paul, if this is who I think it is, I will. Oh, yeah. Oh my God! Explains so much. Explains so much. He's American. No wonder I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand. What character did he play again in Cruella? Oh, what was him? I hated him in Cruella. I thought he was Horace. Horace. If anyone's seen my Cruella review, I love that film. I hated him. Hated him. His London accent was awful. Yeah, my name's Cruella. Oh, my name's Horace. Yeah, I love that dog. That's not how he speaks, Sunshine. Not how he speaks. He did a terrible job. I hate that guy. Never want to see him I never want to see him again doing an English accent. He drove me nuts. Worst part of Cruella. I didn't know he was American. Florentina, you're a legend. Cookies, my friend. I never knew he was American. It explains so much. And at the same time, some English actors can't do American accents well. But my mum's uncle, he was in Mary Poppins, in the Step in Time song. Step in Time, Step in Time. On the Chimney. He was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with Meow Bamboo, Meow Bamboo. He was in that. And he was in Cliff Richard's Summer Holiday. He was one of the dancers in that film. He was in the film. And he did a load of the stage productions as well for Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So he's been a little bit of an actor. He had a proper Cockney accent, which is like East London, which is like, what, mate, apple and pears and all that. But then he had to do elocution lessons to speak more like this, darling, so he could get more acting jobs. So, when we are, quite the character to say the least. But yeah, Horace, go to hell. This stream took a dark turn. Oh my God, Cynic Crisis, man, you're asking some amazing questions and you're giving me some beautiful little answers, like Alistair Smythe. Favorite episodes? Oh, you know what? I loved the team up at the end with the Beyonder, where they picked the villains. They had Doctor Doom, Doc Ock, Red Skull, and then Spider-Man had to pick like the Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Captain America, and I think that was it, wasn't it? And what was it? One of the X-Men? Storm. I got such a good memory. And Storm. Then when he picked them to team up with the Beyonder, I think it was the battle where they like I think it was Beyonder versus Madam Web. Was it something like that where they had to pick on the chessboard? Does anyone remember that episode? I loved the Sins of the Father episodes, where they think Peter Parker's parents were spies and he has to go to Russia as Spider-Man. Um, Morbius, anything like Morbius and the Black Cat. They're like a little love story. There's so many episodes. I know it's cliche, like Venom. I liked his story, like the way he sacrificed his life with Carnage, and he was like turning his life around. These cartoons, you think that these cartoons are really good stories, and they have a lot of heart, and a lot of dark moments in these things. But yeah, I love the like the last part of the show. I love the whole show. I need to buy it on DVD because you can't get it on Blu-ray, but it's all in 4.3 like ratio now. But yeah, those episodes, so I can watch them now and have such a good time just for the pure nostalgia of them. But yeah, that was a great question. But my Beyonder villains versus Spider-Man's team, loved that whole like 4 or 5 episode arc. And that's what I liked about the Spider-Man TV show as well. They had like the comics, they had like the name of the series chapter and the episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they'll move to a different one. Yeah, I really liked that. It was very, very comic book-esque. Dragon movie guy is saying last movie. Oh, I've heard about this film. I know Sean wasn't a big fan of him. Yeah, I know Sean wasn't a big fan of this, but I'm probably not going to see it if I'm honest, yeah. Because like we mentioned, like I've mentioned, a few people have mentioned, we can't even catch up on comments, leaving and replying to. What makes if there's a film like Green Knight and you're saying you fell asleep 3 times, why am I going to waste my evening watch that? If it was like if you said to me, Joe, I've seen this film 3 times, I'd be like, I'm bang on that bad boy. But because you said he fell asleep 3 times, actually I'll probably watch it if I'm struggling to sleep. But I'm not going to watch it now because, which is bad really, because if someone said to me, so Suicide Squad 1 is terrible, don't see it, would I not see it? I might like the Green Knight because I've heard some people do actually like it, like old. Oh, you know what? Why am I forgetting every director's name tonight? Oh my god, what's the guy that made the Screw, I need to check. Sixth Sense director. You know what? Somebody talks about movies all the time. I forget so much crap. It's the coffee, and I've been to the toilet too much, and I read away all my sense. M. Night Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, script. M. Night Shyamalan. Let's just call him now. Happening. That was a crazy film, wasn't it? Cheese and crackers. What a crazy line that was in that film. But yeah, like old. Some people liked it. Some people didn't. You know, so I might see Green Knight, but only if I've got like 2 days to live and I want to go out peacefully. Time difference is great. 2 p.m. in Vegas. My God, my friend. That's amazing. That's mental. 2 p.m. It's like 10 p.m. now. Unless when did you send this message? Oh, it must be right now. You must have just sent that right now in this very moment in time. But time difference is crazy. I've never been to Vegas. You know what? I've never been to America. My family been to New York. I'd love to go to like New York just because it's like if you come to England, you're gonna go to London, aren't you? I'd love to go to New Orleans because I've heard nothing good things about the food. I've heard the food in New Orleans is amazing. But definitely want to go there for the food. And Vegas, of course, who does want to go Vegas? I'd love to go Vegas. Although going to crime-ridden 1970s Vegas would have been pretty cool, but more for the history. But I would still go now. And Florentina saying, yes, do more live streams, Joe. Yay! I'm so glad you liked it. And everyone else. I'm glad you had a good time. This was great. You kept me entertained while building a house on Sims. I should be like on the back cover of Sims saying, what like build houses? How much Joe on Geeky Hijinks Reviews live stream? He'll get you through the time. Like, how big was this house, by the way? Like, for how long I've been speaking for and how long you've been making this house? It's got to be bigger than creation itself. How much memory have you got left on your PC that this house is this big in the time the stream's gone on? But I'm really glad he built him. And The Sims, I haven't played that game in years. I think I was like 15 last time I played that. And I just trapped people in their houses and watched the Grim Reaper come after them. Yeah, video Tasty. That's so true. Where's this new Blade film without Wesley Snipes? Oh my God, Blades. He was in the cartoons as well, 90s cartoon. That's how I found out about Morbius and Blade. and all these characters through the cartoon was so educational and it's so underappreciated. But all my knowledge of everything came from the cartoons, and of course, like with things like Craven's Last Hunt and such. You know, there's so many different things I can learn from. But all my basic knowledge of Marvel came from the Spider-Man cartoon and X-Men cartoon, and that's why I'm quite well versed in most of the stuff. But like I said, there's so many good stories out there. I should really check them out, and some really good Doctor Strange stories too. I need to check out as well. I need to get down to oh, what's that place? I forget the name of it in London. Tottenham Court Road. I forget. There's a road that has like a comic book shop down there, but I need to get down there and buy a few issues. But I'm gonna look out for Craven's Last Hunt. I've heard about that actually. The name does ring a bell. But this new Blade film, where is it? Because wasn't it? I forget the actor name, the guy's actor, the name of the guy. But he was meant to be Blade, but then Wesley Snipes is too synonymous with Blade, and yeah, it's a strange. But where is it? But they're bringing out Morbius soon. Like, has anyone heard of Morbius? We had like 2 trailers already, didn't we? With what's his face? As the night goes on, guys, I lose all memory of actors and everyone else. But yeah, where's Morbius now? Where's the trailer for that? Something tells me that could suck, and that's why it's not out yet. Because that was done way before COVID. I know the Batman, which I can't wait for, Robert Pattinson. But again, where's the other trailer? We need a trailer for that one because kind of scaring me. We're not seeing much of it. But yeah, the Riddler and that looks so good. I love, and the music with Nirvana. Something in the Way for that trailer was so good. I love Nirvana. Sydney Crisis. No research needed for me on that Spider-Man show. It's burnt into my brain. Your basically your brain is like when you leave a Panasonic plasma TV on all day, and when you come back, you've got like the DVD logo that keeps them moving around, stuck. That cartoon for you is that you just can. That's so cool that you can remember all the things. Like Alistair Smythe. As soon as you said that, I just went back to me being like 11 years old again, and just seeing when Kingpin, yeah, because like that was you know what, that was another great story where Kingpin lied to Alistair about his father being dead, and then he ended up working for him, and then he found out his dad was alive, and then Kingpin betrayed him, and that's how it became that like creatures, Alistair Smythe, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, such good stories, and so underrated. People need to watch that cartoon. Like if you don't know anything about Marvel or Spider-Man, just watch these cartoons because they're so good. And really educational too. Like they're better than most. You can read an encyclopedia and read about these characters, but to actually see them and portrayed so well, and just to give you a base like foundation of education for Marvel and Spider-Man, you can't go better than those 90s cartoons. Oh man, I wish we had cool accents like you guys in London. The accent's different in such a small area. Like you know what? You'd be surprised, mate, because literally where I live is literally at the tippy top of North London. So the train, our train line is very good. I heard New York is horrible for like subway stations, but in England and London, very easy. You just have different colored lines and they all link up. So if you're going to Piccadilly Circus, imagine like that's Piccadilly Circus, Leicester Square, and this is one train line and one train line. You just get off at the X and it takes you there. So you go bang, bang, nice and easy. Not complicated at all. But the differences in the accents, especially on living situations, like in North London, if you've got an estate down the road, they'll speak completely different, and they're like 5 minutes down the road. They're more like, yeah, what's up, bruv? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that was so terrible. Like, you're chatting bare breeze. You get people like that 5 minutes down the road. Then you'll get someone like me, and everyone doesn't think I'm from England. Well, obviously, you look at me, you think, you're not from around here. I walk into pubs sometimes and they go, I'll be 2 seconds, mate, because I think I'm a cab driver. And I'm like, no. But with me, I'm like, if anyone's wondering, I'm a quarter Spanish, quarter South American, quarter Irish, quarter English. So I'm a mixture of everything. That's why I look like I am everything. But I've got an Irish, Australian twang in my voice, and no one actually knows where I come from. Plus, I look like I could be Turkish, Iranian, or Greek. So everyone still doesn't know where I look from. So it's very confusing. Then I speak and everyone's like, you're an idiot. So, but yeah, all over the place, like South London, completely different accent, West London, a bit more, North London, very posh North London, because where I live is on that sweet spot of being towards Hertfordshire, which means nothing if you don't live in England, but it's like a very much more like, oh, hello, darling, crumpets. I hope you slept well. I hope I wasn't too much of an animal last night. Oh, then you have like me in London, which is like a bit more, It's so funny, right? You could go into London. I could be the nicest guy in the street, like, hey everyone, how's it going? You all right? Have a good day. As soon as you get into London, you're like, all right, who wants to fight? Because if you go in London, you need to be prepared to look like you want to kill someone, or you're not going to survive. Don't smile at anyone is a sign of a weakness. But outside of London, hey, Mr. Postman. So yeah, but yeah, definitely like My Fair Lady, 100%. The rain in Spain does fall mainly on the plane, my friend. So Flo saying our accents aren't cool. It depends. Like I remember when I was like 19, I went to this pub down the road from me. All these American girls came over to study in England over the summer, and I was like, "Can I have a bottle of Budweiser, please?" And they were like, "A bottle," and I was like, they're just fascinated with my accents. It works a charm, but it was yeah, they're very fascinated with the way we speak. But there are so many different accents, Florentine saying, in such small areas, and it changes. It's so true. Every generation, my whole family, we all speak different. We're related. We're related. Makes no sense. Like every generation, and every now and then, a word will slip in. Like if you watch your stream, if you've been with me from the very start, how many times have you noticed that my pronunciation of words is completely different sometimes how I speak because of my family? Like my Irish side of the family speaks so fast that I speak fast, and when I was younger, my gran had this guy called John who used to live with him, and he'd be like, "Hello, Joe, how's it going? Do you want to check out the film? I want a cup of tea." And everyone's like, "Hmm." And I'll be like, "Oh no, he just said, have you been watching the Formula One and do you want a cup of tea?" Because he speaks so fast, but I can pick it up because I've been around that in my life. So I speak really fast because I'm Irish, but then part of my family is very well spoken. But then some of my family is like, "Hey, Mary Poppins." So combined, you get Australian apparently. So yeah, but it's so funny that Florentina said that it changes in generations too. I don't think anyone sounds like My Fair Lady anymore, but I do wish people in London just burst in the song. Like, what happened to those days? Like, imagine me running for a bus. Yeah, uh, I just missed my bus. I just missed my bus. You know, what happened to those days where you just burst into song about the little things in life? Oh, see, Secret Wars. There we go. Oh, that's what I want in a movie. Secret Wars. And that's why, like, cause back in those days, by the way, remember, guys, Spider-Man was like that. Spider-Man and Batman, and were like this. No one could touch them. They were like even Captain America and Iron Man. They were in these TV shows, and I think Iron Man had his own TV show, didn't he? But no one cared because it was Iron Man, and and he found out about Captain America and his history. Oh, that's another great episode. Oh, Cynic Crisis, please. What's the episode where you meet Captain America and the other heroes that joined him, but they had parts of the super soldier serum, but they didn't have the same powers, but they had different powers, and then they joined Spider-Man, but they were older, and then they joined up with the younger Captain America to find. Oh my god, it's all coming back to me. They're all coming back to me. What's that? That's a great episode as well. But Secret Wars is amazing. But in those days, Spider-Man picked Iron Man. You're on my team. Captain America, you're on my team. Fantastic Four, you're on my team. Storm. Because Spider-Man was like the Don Machiavelli back then. Now, it's like Iron Man is like Spider-Man. Underoos, you're on my team. How times have changed. Because back in the day, Spider-Man was calling the ship, all right? I swore. He was calling the shiznick. He was calling the shots. That's what I meant, not the swear word version I just said. The shiznick. Spider-Man was calling it, all right? Oh my god, I'm loving the comments, guys. I'm loving the comments. And you know what's so funny? I keep seeing a little tab and I'm thinking, okay, I'm coming to the end of the stream. Comments are running out. I'll wrap it up. More comments. I'm back in the game. I don't mind talking all night, guys. I've got time to spare. I might get coffee in a second. So if you don't mind me getting a coffee, just let me know. Because otherwise I'll just, die. So Continue Crisis is saying, Venom returns. God, oh yeah. You know what? You were saying things. I'm having flashbacks. Like when Daredevil was defending Spider, but was in one of the episodes in court going against the Kingpin, and he found out about Daredevil's backstory about his dad being the boxer before he even saw the Daredevil TV show or film. It's so educational, that program. But Venom Returns of Carnage with Iron Man guest spot. Such a good episode. I remember that now. Well, what's the episode with the guy that was made of spots? You know, the guy that created dimensions, the holes and stuff, and he created one himself, and then swallowed himself up, or was that Batman Beyond? Is that Batman from the future I'm thinking of? Because they're very similar. Because Venom created there was something about the dimensions, wasn't there? But I can't remember. Was there a guy with a white costume? He had black spots on him, and he could create portals, and then he created one and put himself in there, like basically destroying himself. But yeah, that was great episode. I remember that now. See again. Yes, it's that made me laugh. It's so true. Like you can have a whole family barbecue and everyone's like, "Are you related?" Yes. What? You sound all so different. I'd love to go to London. Oh my god, man! God. You know what's so funny? I get asked a lot by my American compatriots and people in general. Do you like is it true that everyone likes to drink? Hell, I used to be a bar manager for years. It was like Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead. Even sometimes I'll be opening up and I'll just hear like, and I'll be like, look over my shoulder and I see Pete and Ian, his brother, like calling. I'm like, why, guys? Like, calm down. I've not even opened up yet. I've got to slice up the lemons and limes. But yeah, like the beer. Now, if you do come to London, go to the individual pubs. Don't go into like Wetherspoons and crap. They're cheap. You can get like a pint of ale for £1 sometimes, or a cheap pint for £2.35, which is cheap in London. But the beer quality is like PP water. Go on like Google, type in craft pubs or like craft beer pubs, because then you can get like a homemade beer made from a small brewery and the taste is there. So yeah, if you ever go to pubs, don't get me wrong, I'm chatting crap. I always go for JD and Coke, Captain Morgan Spice Rum and Coke, or a pint of Peroni, which I drink all the time on live streams, which are like PP water. But if I'm going into London, I had to go to something a little bit different. So yeah, if you ever come to London, give me a shout. I'll give you a tour, my friend. Hey. Okay, John's back in the building. Oh my god, I'm back again. Oh my god, I'm back again. My favorite actually I like Backstreet Boys. My favorite Backstreet Boys song is The Call. Someone's waiting for me. So moving on. Hey John, welcome back to the party, my friend. Flo's saying, yeah, loads of my friends have different accents to their parents. Yeah, it's yeah, because that's the thing with England. We're such a small island, but London especially, such a like one part of London, mainly European, like Eastern Europeans. One part of London, mainly the Irish. One part of London, mainly Asian community. One part of London, mainly English community. But all different people, Greek, Turkish, everywhere, all in one bubble of London. And when you get all these different nationalities mixed together, they mix up. You get us, and everyone sounds different. So yeah, what Florentine is saying is very true. Everyone sounds different, even to their own parents. Tyrone, you're still in the game, my friend. If anyone's still here, thank you very much. If anyone's come in earlier, saying goodbye, dipped in, wherever. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight, because it's been really fun. Like, I love talking about movies, especially Spider-Man, Cinema Crisis, Flo, John, Dan, everyone, Dragon Movie Guy, Tyrone, Eric. Everyone's been great. Like, I've had such a good time with you guys. So thank you. And Tyrone, I'm glad you liked it. Dragon Movie Guys asking Florentina, have you ever played City Skylines? Oh, you know what's so funny about that game? It's a game I've always seen the cover for, and I've always gone to. Isn't it funny, that game? Someone always owns it apart from you. I always found out. I'd go to someone's house and I would always have that, The Sims, and Total War. Everyone would have those games, and oh my god, is it Red Alert? Is Red Alert like the war game? Is it? Oh, what's it called? I forget now. Or Empire. Everyone had those games. So like City Skylines is one of those games. You go to someone's house, you'd be looking at their like PC gaming drawer or cupboard, and you'd always see it there, but you'd never see him play it. It was always there because it was like one of those. It was like the not Ben Hur. Oh, what's it called? Like Ben Hur, like one of those games you had to have just because everyone else had it. Jonathan is back. I'm jealous of your commute. Yeah, John, how long is your commute, my friends? Because, like I said, in England, my journey home is like 35 minutes, which is nothing really. But when you get school kids on there and people that sit next to you, because I don't drive, I get a bus, bombshell. But when you get the bus home, and people are sitting next to you and they got their crusty feet like next to your feet, and then it feels like they haven't washed in 10 years, and you're breathing that in. If you haven't got a cold, go on the 251 bus in London through Burnt Oak. If you live in London, you know exactly what I mean. That will cure any ailment you have, whilst also making you more sick than you were before. So if you've got blocked nose, perfect. If you don't like dying, not good. So Florentine is saying, "Oh, I've been building this house for about a week." I was going to say, because my God, if you've been building this house tonight, that's a big house. No, I haven't, but I'll check it out. I don't know what I said back then. What did I say, Florentina? What did I actually mention back then? Because I know you're probably way past that message anyway, and you may have forgotten. But I have no idea what I've said. But can you do me a favor? Can you kind of like on Instagram take a picture of this house or screenshot it, and so I can see this gargantuan masterpiece you've made over the course of the last few days? So John's saying, I actually got home a while ago. You know what's funny? I got this big, like where you can see my fingers now, big writing where I can read. But instead, I'm reading tiny sentences there. When all I got to do is look to the left, and my eyes are like all squinty now. I'm like, I can't see. So John's saying, I actually got home a while ago, but I took a nice long shower while Joe was in the background. That's like my childhood you just mentioned. It's Christmas time. Where's Joe? I'm over here. Who cares? I'm joking. I had a great Christmas when they let me out the broom cupboard. But John, I'm glad you're back in the party, my friend. Like, guys, I'm gonna keep on going until it kind of fizzles out. If it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, if guys you get bored, let me know. But yeah, I'm having a good time. I need another coffee though. I may need to have to I'm just gonna put, if I've got enough. Is that just an illusion? Or is that the towel looking like it's got hot water in the kettle? You tease. So, John's saying, I actually got home a while ago, but I took a nice long shower. John, I love long showers, but not when isn't nothing worse. You get home, you go in the shower, and 2 minutes in, it goes lukewarm and then cold, and you just feel. Isn't it the worst feeling that you got when you're in a hot shower and it goes cold? Don't you just feel really exposed? Like when it goes cold, you don't know why, do you? It's a weird feeling. But when the water goes from hot to cold in the shower, you're like, oh God, I'm naked. I'm in the cold. Get me out of this capsule. It's really strange. Or is that just me? Get me help, guys. So, Florentina is saying, you're talking about, oh, my legendary woman, legendary Florentina. Florentina, if this stream was a PlayStation 4 game, you'll just be seeing like a boop, like up here in the corner, like you've achieved a trophy. Because yeah, that's what it is. Forbidden Planet in Shaftesbury Avenue. You go next week. I'll go like every now and then. I didn't realize you lived. What part of Essex are you from, by the way? Because I know that you're not too far from. Like, thing is, when you think of Essex and London, you think of miles away, but it's not really. It's only down the road. But yeah, I love going there. But the thing is, you can't go there at the. You're a smart one. You're going after payday. That's what I was just about to say. You can't go there before payday because you would just be in debt. You got to go after payday once you've been paid, because you get so much good stuff. It's so ridiculously addictive to go there. The crap. I always buy keyrings. I've got so many keyrings on my belt that if I fall in the Thames, I'm dead. I'll be sinking to the bottom like Davy Jones. It won't be good. Flo's saying, Joe, mate. Joe, see, this is what I'm talking about. See, Florentine is talking about how your accent changes in a generation in your family in different areas. It can also change in a stream because Florentina, the way I read that, was a completely different accent to how I've been reading it the whole night. She's like, Joe, mate, I'm going to London so many times in the next 6 months. So we have to meet up at some point. Florentina, let's make the dream come true. Let's do a random 2-minute review in the pub, having a drink on Insta, bobble hat, Smurf appearing. But yeah, definitely, man. Literally give me a shout when you're coming down into London. We'll go to Covent Garden in the swamp. It's summertime. Summertime in London, when did it begin? But summertime is almost over. It was freezing today. This is the first time I've worn this since my winter videos. Or when I say winter videos, every day is a winter video. It's so cold here sometimes. But yeah, well, definitely let me know when you're in the area and we will have a drink. What? Sean. Now Sean is just what is this with this mind-blowing information? Anthony Turner tricked me earlier. He said this was Holland's last turn inside the MCU. I thought this was real. An hour later, he goes, "Oh, this was just a theory," and I was like, "What? Is this a theory, Sean?" Because I've tried to stay away from every plot leak I can. I haven't read anything. This might be from a plot leak, which is fine, you naughty boy. But it wouldn't surprise me because the X-Men have got to come in somehow, aren't they? So they're going to come through a portal of Doctor Strange. But which Professor X? If it's McAvoy, Splooge City, that'd be amazing. If that's either one. No, it wouldn't be Stewart. McAvoy. Bring McAvoy back. He's at the right age, you know. Like he's young enough to still be Professor X. That'd be so cool. But was that part of the spoilers? Because I'm trying to. If anyone mentions the leaks, it's fine. I haven't read them personally, but is that from one of the leaks, or is Sean so in the know now because he's a bad boy reviewer? He just knows stuff because of his little interviews he has, and he's getting inside information, knows more about us. He should put it on WikiLeaks, and he'll be famous. Cinecrisis is saying, "Oh, you're a hardcore man. You're hardcore. You actually watched the Iron Man show as well. I gave it. You know what? Oh, remember that's why is it right? Why is it that? Oh, what's it called? You know what? I need to. Sorry, guys. I need to. My memory is going. I need to know. Literally, I need to find out what is going on. That's what's cool. You know what? I'm so close to it. War Machine. Why is War Machine more epic in the cartoons than he is in the films? Because when you see him in the cartoons, when I knew War Machine was going to be in sorry guys, I got my baby hair going on at the moment. Oh my god, I need money. Look at that. My hair, I literally it's Polynesian hair. It gets extra shiny even if I wash it every day, and it looks extra shiny. But yeah, why is it War Machine looks so good in the cartoons? He was flipping built. He was like Venom. If Venom was made from iron, with that flipping gun on his shoulder. When I thought War Machine was going to be in this movie, or in the movies in general, I was like, Dad's, I can't wait for who is this? Don Cheadle in that suit. You just can't carry it off. That my dude in the cartoons. That's War Machine, not what we got in the MCU. That's a PP version of him, in my opinion. Six Forgotten Warriors. Ha! He was a. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I loved about the cartoon. Um, the cartoon was so good because it had parts. It wouldn't be like, oh, this episode is. It's like not like Smallville or Supernatural. Most TV shows they were like Monster of the Week. They'd have like a 5-part, almost like comic in one part of the cartoons. You'd have like a 5-part episode there. Six Forgotten Warriors, 5-part. Then it'd be like Sins of the Father. Then the Secret Wars, part 1. So good. Like again, I've been pushing this cartoon. It's one of the best. Everyone talks about Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man cartoon is like up there with Batman the animated series, but it's just so under the radar now because the animation style isn't as crisp as it used to be, but it's got some of the best Spider-Man stories. So I suggest you all check it out one day because it's so good. He's called see, so the crisis. You're literally like my Jarvis. I was like, hello, sir. His name is the Spot. It's the Secret Wars. It's the 5 Forgotten Heroes. You're really helping me out today. So yeah, it's called the Spot. Yeah, like again, such an obscure villain, almost like a Suicide Squad villain, in a weird little way. But he would never be in Spider-Man. But it'd just be cool to have him like in a Spider-Man movie, like a little 5-minute intro jailbreak scene. Because that was one thing I've always wanted in a Spider-Man movie. Was the first part of the film is him fighting an already established villain, which we kind of got in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with the Rhino, but that was stupid. But I just want like a scene where with an obscure villain like the Spot or even Shocker or anyone really. In the first 5 minutes where Spider-Man like catches him, you have a little fight, then it goes into the. But yeah, alas, it hasn't happened properly. Lost in the Real is saying, "OMG, Joe, the Call." Yeah, Sean, I knew it. The Call is my favorite Backstreet Boys song too. It's amazing, isn't it? Dum 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 dum. The night tell you about the start. Was it called I Changed My Destiny? Me and my boys came back just to end up in misery. Sorry guys. But that is a great song. Someone's waiting for me. Then I gotta get that car. Stop. I'm gonna stop now because I literally can sing that song right now. Oh, everyone in my stream is gone. Thank you, Sean. But it's a great song. Saw UK. Saw UK. Welcome. I don't think I've ever. Are we sub to each other? I need to check out if I am. I don't think I've been acquainted with you, sir. And if I have, I suck. I will have to find you out later. Leave a comment later on my Did I just find you? No, I couldn't. Soul UK. I can't actually find your picture for some reason. I hate that with YouTube. Like I type in Man and Movies on YouTube and I can't find him. I type in Man. He's gonna hate me saying this now. I type in Man and Movies on YouTube. I can't find him. He doesn't pop up. I type in Man and Movies Saw. He's the first guy that appears. And because he's famous for being known as the Saw guy, of course, he loves it. But people after teaser, where is Toby? Toby, yeah. See, with Tobey Maguire, they're going to do two things in this film. They're going to do a straight up Han Solo and kill him, which I'll be super pissed off if they do, just to be like passing the guard. But I hope they're not. Like I mentioned it earlier in the live stream with Doctor Who in the 50th anniversary, where David Tennant and Matt Smith team up, because there's different Doctors, kind of like different Spider-Man, and there's a lot of similarities really at the moment with Doctor Who and Marvel, because you've got like Loki, very similar, almost like Doctor Who in a way, WandaVision. Especially now with the No Way Home, very Doctor Who-esque with meeting different versions of yourself. Doctor Who was doing this for years. So with him meeting Toby, I hope it's not a case they just kill him off for the sake of it, but more of that they're the last two to have a conversation. Because in the 50th anniversary, Tom Baker, who was a famous doctor, the fourth Doctor, met with the 12th Doctor, which was and the 11th Doctor, who was Matt Smith. And it was just them having an interaction and Matt Smith knowing that in the future he's got a bright future. And it was just, and it was good for like the last scene with him and Maguire, with Maguire going through the portal and him maybe seeing him and Mary Jane with a baby. And then Holland can be like, that might not be my life, but that's something that I can achieve in my life as Peter Parker and as Maguire and as Spider-Man. So that's what I'm hoping. But I'm not going to cry. I'll cry if he gets killed, because that Maguire was a massive part of my childhood, you know. So if he does get killed off, I will be upset. Depends how it happens, but I'll be pissed more than anything if he dies. But I'm not going to cry the trailer comes on. I'm just going to be super hyped because that's my dude. He's my Spider-Man. Let's see. Dragon movie guys, 1964. Dick Van Dyke's British accent in Mary Poppins. 2020. Jason did Celestial 7 accent in London. Oh god, we're getting there, guys. We are making progress. Is the keyword. Pick up a progress. Pick up a penguin. But yeah, we are getting there. Maybe like, and they still are super good at accents, like Emma Stone in what's that film called with the Queen? She did a good British accent then. But there are some good actors that do amazing British accents. Tom Holland does a good one. Even Christian Bale does a good one. There are some good actors out there, but sometimes it fails terribly. Sean is saying they haven't confirmed it. If sure, someone, they can't do someone new, because if they're going to do that, Deadpool's just going to have a field day, because he took the Mickey out of that reference in Deadpool 1. So if there's a third one, he's just going to pick it apart, which could be funny. But I'll stick with McAvoy, I reckon, if he wants to come back. Man of Movies, John. Joe, when are you watching Candyman? I'm watching it hopefully on the weekend, mate. I'm thinking Saturday. I can't wait to watch it, but I've seen a few little comments in our group chat about, like, obviously Sean's mentioned about the controversy with Dem. If anyone's watched the TV show Dem on Amazon Prime, my goodness gracious me, I watched it. I'm never going to touch over barge pole because abuse you'll get. But I got destroyed on YouTube. Not really, but I got so many down comments for my Eternals trailer reaction because I didn't know who Celestial was. I'm sorry. Anything that isn't in the 90s cartoon is not canon in my life, okay? I didn't know who it was. So people were saying, how can you watch this film if you don't know who the character is? It's like, I didn't know who Rocket Raccoon or Groot was before Guardians of the Galaxy, and I love that film, so shh. But I'm watching Candyman on Saturday, or tomorrow, or Sunday. But I'm definitely at some point this weekend, and I'm gonna put a review out for that next week. But I've heard like mixed reviews. Some say it's good, some say it's bad. It's gonna be one of those films, isn't it, where like almost like a Fear Street. It depends what they're doing with it, and some might like it, some might be in the middle. Some might not like it at all. So we'll see how it goes. And I think we're coming, guys. I'm gonna probably wrap up in a second. I'm actually at the bottom of the comments, which actually top things up really well. So yeah, because I was literally going to end it now. 3 hours. I thought I was going to do this for an hour, but we got the party started. So guys, if you want, I'm literally going to wrap up in a second and get to the last comments, and I'm just going to sign myself out, and we can all chill out, have a cup of tea, go to bed. I've got to tidy up. Not having a coffee now. Probably have a cup of tea, English tea, to put me to sleep. But yeah, can't believe the time. But why not? Eh? Got to live the dream sometimes. But Flo is saying, I've got to go now, but this was great. You definitely need to do more of these. Thank you, Florentine. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks so much for hanging out. I don't like while you're building your house. What a strange world we live in. That you're building a house while I'm talking to you, you're listening to me in the background. Who thought when you started your YouTube channel, this is what you'll be doing tonight? But yeah, I'll definitely do more of these. Maybe not all the time, but maybe like one a month, just as like a when something comes up like Spider-Man or something, or maybe the next trailer drops. I could talk about that, or if a certain film comes up. But I'm definitely enjoying this. John is saying I'm not the Saw guy, but that's what you know. What it cracks me up. When I go on YouTube, type in Man of Movies, nothing. Man of Movies, Spiral, Saw, bye bye, you appear. So I'm sorry. So UK, I think this movie back to the old story that Toby must choose between Spider-Man. Yeah, you know what? I said that in my trailer reaction. I was getting a lot of Spider-Man 2 vibes about him not being able to decide who he was. Like there was a lot of like when Doctor Strange said you got to decide you're trying to be Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and I was like Spider-Man 2. So no, there was a lot like you got Doc Ock in there, for example, but very much Spider-Man 2. It's the story of him trying to decide who he wants to be. Like remember the scene? Apparently there could be an Uncle Ben scene in this because in the comics they I think he gets a message. He actually gets to meet Uncle Ben, but before, so that might be who he meets in the end. I'm talking about Maguire saying goodbye to him. Maybe Maguire says goodbye to him, and then he has that meeting with his Uncle Ben. Who do I cast as Uncle Ben? I don't know. I was thinking of Brad Pitt, funny enough, playing Uncle Ben in a weird way. I don't know why Brad Pitt would play Uncle Ben, but or I don't know why it just popped into my head. But that could be cool. But yeah, I think you're saying that there's a lot of similarity between him and Spider-Man 2. In regards to story, him being conflicted, seen a lot of times in the comics too. Man of Movie saying yes, exactly. So yeah, I think John's on the same page as me there. Is Candyman? Oh my god, that Christina Aguilera in Candyman. I fell in love with her in that video. There was Christina Aguilera back in the day. My goodness. Or Doc Strange do something wrong, and he can't. So let me just read this again. Or Doc Strange do something wrong, and he come legend from other universe to now world. Yeah. So I think like because in the film, him and Spider-Man are having a fight because obviously he's on the train. You're thinking, what is going on here? Because I thought maybe they have the train scene from Spider-Man 2 that then appears in this crazy flying Grand Canyon place. And then he starts manipulating the trains. Who knows? That could happen. Also looks like the train from Sucker Punch and also Captain America. But yeah, like there's a lot. I think Doctor Strange fight him, and in the comics as well, Doctor Strange because he's messing around with forbidden magic, he opens up a lot of. It ends up creating other sorcerers, and that's what the what's it called? Oh my god, what's this film called? The multiverse of madness. So I think him messing around with this magic, creating other portals for other sorcerers to come in, creates the multiverse of madness, and that's how Wanda she becomes the Scarlet Witch because he ends up like souping up our powers and she becomes a villain. That's just my theory. And John, you've got the last message today, my friend, because I'm just gonna write here. Yeah, but there's no point actually. I'm just gonna take this off. And yeah. So, John, you're the last message, my sexy friend. Man of Movies is saying, no, it's about the Candyman from so stupid. So stupid. Can you imagine like a really dark, twisted version of that film? That would be hilarious to me. Who can give you sunshine? Give me your keys. That would be hilarious to me. Done on a really dark backstory for that guy. But that is a hilarious comment to end the stream. Guys, if you're still here, getting your comments in. I've got to go. It's like 10:30. Got to work at 9 in the morning. But I've had such a fun time streaming tonight. Didn't think I was going to go on for 3 hours. Didn't think I was going to go on for 45 minutes. But so many of you turned up, threw your comments in. Those who dipped in early and left, absolutely fine. You're just not welcome again. I'm joking. Everyone's welcome again. But yeah, everyone, like literally Soul UK, Cine Crisis as well, and Dragon Movie Guard. I think we're sub to each other here, but definitely hit me a comment, and because sometimes I struggle to find people that have spoken to me in when I search for people in YouTube. So drop me a comment because I definitely want to start following you guys, because I've literally generally it's been like being out on a night out at a pub, but with coffee instead, just talking about movies. And Cine Crisis, you've just literally blown my mind with your knowledge today, my friend. I'm definitely gonna find you after this and follow you, because I want to see what stuff you're talking about, my friend, because you've been great and everyone else has been amazing too. Soul UK, you got the last comment really quick before I go. Oh, Dragon Movie Guy saying, Gene, you know what? Have you seen those trailers on YouTube, like Mary Poppins as the horror movie? I want to know if they should do a Gene Wilder. They can make so many family-friendly films as horrors when you think about it. Like Mary Poppins, quite scary, and Gene Wilder is Willy Wonka. Imagine a horror version of Willy Wonka done by someone like, I don't know, Wes Craven. God rest his soul. But so you can have to dip out now. But your one is Lizard and Electro versus Andrew. Yep. I reckon that could happen. Lizard and Electro versus Andrew, Doc and Goblin. Yeah, there could be like a switch up, or maybe they could fight each other because they never fought each other in their own movies. Who knows what the hell they could do? I just hope they don't screw it up and think because they're banking on our nostalgia that will get the job done. But guys, no more comments, I'm afraid, because I literally can't keep up. Otherwise, I'll be here all night. But thank you so much, as always. Anyway, from everyone from the start, from everyone in the finish, thank you for joining me tonight. It was such a fun time. I'll do these in the future. I'll probably just do it on a stream that when I'm excited to talk about something like Spider-Man, for example. Everyone, if you're not stuff to myself, my name's Geeky Hijinks Reviews. I review everything from horror movies, really, shudders, but also do trailer reactions. And obviously, I've been reignited my love in Spider-Man. So I think I'm going to do a bit on Spider-Man now, like the Spider-Man 2 and the cartoons, because Cine Crisis, is it Cinema Crisis or Cine Crisis? I think I've got your name wrong, my friend. Cine Crisis, he's actually just bolstered my dream of the Fox cartoon series. I'm going to look into that, and I'll probably start doing little reviews on them because they're cool. I don't think anyone else really talks about them anymore. And I'm going to try and boost them out once more. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining me on live stream. But until next time, stay out of trouble, awkward mouse paws, and away I go. Okay. Oh, okay. You can't just press end broadcast and it goes. Okay. Stay out of trouble.